Welcome back to Sav&D. When we last left off, our intrepid heroes did more downtime stuff. There was an hour-plus long talk about souls. Some stuff was crafted between sessions. Let's see, there was some bombshells dropped about bits and pieces of timey-wimey being changed by your actions in the Time-Riven dungeon. You now
As
know
you
that
do.
there is a whole-ass kingdom of dragons out there. But alas, poor Tiamat, we knew you for like 3 sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are still in the midst of the big downtime, but this should be the last of it, I think. So, who wants to go first with stuff they want to do?
I think I'm all good. I know that I'm off to the Randy Cat and etc. to hang out with Cleaner and also make sure that Rajan hasn't pulled any bullshit in the lead up to our group's meeting.
You mean the Widow Bloom. Randy Katz and Pergola.
Sorry, yes, Widowblame, whatever. It's the place that's full of Randy Cats, though. You can understand my confusion and
It's
mistakes
true,
here.
and ironically, the Randy Cat is full of horny bunny girls.
Yeah.
It's as much as Randy Cat, it's his raunchy cat.
Well, in this case, MILF cats.
Meows.
Meows. Right.
You're stretching that one like you stretch past the toes.
And stretched they are after spending an entire season's downtime with Hashat and a harem.
I'm not sorry.
His
Neither-
legs will never straighten fully again.
Oh, wow, you must be quite the horse rider to get bow-legged like that. Well, in a manner of speaking, yes.
Cowboy baby, ride all night and sleep all day.
Just gotta find Cassidy just to find Taz's guns from before and just give them to Cassidy. That way he can have some six shooters as well.
Yeehaw. All right. So, Scow's good to go. I think aside from just having the construct finished, which is now done and statted out, I think DCL, you're pretty much done, right?
Unless we want to have a wacky, what's the word? We want to have wacky, wholesome adventures about Shovel learning to be a real boy and not to be as an owl body. I'm pretty sure I'm good.
All right. Hina?
I'd watch that.
I had a scene I wanted to do, yeah.
Okay. What's up?
So, let's see. It's winter night, and I guess during that time, a shot would probably would take everybody back to maybe not to Pergolith, because everyone knows much of them are familiar with that place. We need to go somewhere more special for this. Let's see. So, looking at my teleportations, I could
Goddamn capital city.
I could go there. Could go there. That place, I don't know. It's probably not fucked up from the events that have happened. I wonder if that's actually. No, you know what? I know a nice place to go for winter night. How about I go to Alria, Bunny City, Christmas at Bunny Town.
Sure, yeah. You can pack all the harem girls and Cass up and teleport yourself to the old Tower of Roses in the center of Illyria City. This beautiful seaside town nestled between sheer cliffs and rocky mountains and covered with rose vines on nearly every surface.
City of
You,
Roses, indeed.
you are greeted by countless beautiful, curvaceous bunny girls, for indeed, with few exceptions, the city's entire population is Talir, with a small little enclave of minotaurs who have been domesticated after the war.
Domesticated.
Yeah, the minotaurs took over the town during the war. Someone will happily inform you, or rather, while the war was going on elsewhere, minotaurs took the opportunity to come down from the mountains and kidnap all the bunny girls and destroy the town.
Oh
Well,
no.
some of the minotaurs decided not to leave when Aduna and her Lion Fang supporters came and reconquered the town and allowed themselves to be made into citizens, having been somewhat hypnotized by the allure of the bunnies that they had captured previously. While they were prisoners for a time, it's been like 70 years now. All the ones living in the town are freemen.
I see. Yes. Quote, hypnotized.
Wait, wait. So are you saying that they are Gordian freemen?
Yes.
Don't mind me just stabbing myself.
I mean, I'm not going to think anything less of them. I mean, come on. I appreciate a nice bunny. They are very pretty, very lovely, very nice and friendly usually. Usually.
They are, and they are very excited to show you all of their sweet, sweet red wines that they have prepared over the season.
Ooh,
For indeed,
that
while it
sounds nice.
is the city of roses, those are not the only kind of vines that grow around the city.
Sounds like a wonderful
Indeed. So, you and your harem can go on a lovely wine tasting adventure, book a nice hotel room with as many bunny girls as you want, and enjoy the
Eh,
winter night.
not so much like that, but I want to I'll take everyone out to, I don't know, organize a little feast for ourselves at maybe rent out a tavern for it.
Sure,
And
easily done.
of course Cassidy's girls are free to come with us as well. It's a big group thing. Can't let
Yeah.
them be left out. That would just be rude.
Oh yeah, they're coming.
Good. At the dinner, Shot will start a toast and will pull out a great big bag. Uh, she will apologize to Gianna and the Amazons for she didn't plan on having what the outcome that they ended up with. Otherwise, she would have gotten presents for them as well. And she's been collecting these items from across her adventures to give out to Cass and the others. But she'll make it up to them in the future. She'll surely find some nice things on her next journeys.
Well, Cass and your girls, at least, are very happy to receive presentes. And the others are, of course, understanding.
I will have to make sure to find something extra nice for the belated nature of those gifts. First is I'll give it to Tassie Hashat will pull out a golden hairpin and will pin it up into her hair.
Oh, how lovely. She
One
will.
of the first treasures I got for the first girl who stole my heart.
Aw. Her cheeks flush, and one of the other girls will help her do her hair up with that pin.
And to Cass. Oh, Cassidy. She'll give him a playful wink. I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but when I saw this, I just had to make sure that I got it for you because I just think it fit you to a T. And she will take out a nice a platinum jingle like like a cat bell, like a jingly cat bell made of platinum for to be put onto a choker or something like that.
That is adorable.
Just like you.
Oh. Well, now it's gonna have to ring extra loud tonight. We'll fix it to his choker and do a little wiggle that starts tinkling.
To my strong blacksmith Yiska, it's perfect to fit around those nice strong arms of yours. She'll take out a silver armband with a big emerald in it. We'll clasp it around her shoulder, her one of her biceps.
Yeah, she will flex mightily around it, straining the metal ever so slightly, for she is a strong woman indeed. But it looks marvelous, and she will say as much with a kiss.
My cuddly little Drukia. I'm going to give you this a bejeweled choker.
She will smile and pull her hair up so you may put it around, then whisper into your ear that perhaps she needs a cat bell too to go with it.
Oh, well, we save that for later. Maybe your birthday or an anniversary.
Cass will get a devilish smirk and say that if you keep this up, why the whole group is going to be ringing like church bells before long.
Oh no, you've discovered my insidious plot.
Aha, villain, you are undone. Wink. We will surely stop your machinations. No one moves to
What?
stop you, of course.
And last, but certainly not least, Hala. You sacrificed something of great personal importance out on that island for that strange ritual down under the keep. The last keepsake of your family that you had with you. I can't undo what you lost, but I hope that this will be a perhaps not replacement, but I hope that it will ease the pain of giving up that. She'll take out a silk sash that's been threaded with gold.
Ayla will clap her hands together and tear up a little bit. It's beautiful.
You cut your hair with the bow that you had, so when your hair grows out again, we can tie it up. Perhaps you can wear this like a scarf.
Ayla will complain that it is just unfair to make a big girl like her cry. And she will bury face in Cowtid and give you the biggest, squeeziest hug.
That's a big squeeze because she's very strong. Oh
She
god.
is. She's like 20 strength. There are definitely some popping noises coming from your back where she lets you go. Wipes at her eyes with some big old scaly mitts. Yeah, she will put the sash around herself like a scarf to ward against these cold southern winters.
Now, a toast to us and to a happy future.
All the girls and Cass will raise their glasses in a toast. To House Igniscala.
To House Igniscala. Raise a glass and drink. And then feast. What's the other thing I had planned?
Well, your wife who's have some things planned for you that night, but
Oh no. Oh no.
aside from turning Moo into Raisin, I think that'll bring us around to Tarn of the Vac.
Yes. With my multiple things to do.
E.
Shall we start with, like, Marek, now that he's got an item and consciousness again?
Yeah, that seems like a good place indeed. Remind me, who did the enchanting on that?
Ashka.
Ashker, alright. So yeah, we will switch over to the inside of the Magister's Tower where Ashker is just finishing up her work. There is still a faint fairy firelight glow around your clasp as she is imbuing the last of the essence into it. When she's done, she'll dust it off, hold it up to the light. Yep, that seems about right. Never enchanted something quite so intelligent before. Here you go, Tarn. Let's see if he wakes up when you attune.
Thank you. Should I stay here, or would you rather I leave you to work on something else?
Well, you can't just leave me in suspense. I want to know if it actually works.
All right. So yeah,
Yeah, you can wait the hour, trying to commune with this clasp, and almost at the exact strike of the hour, you hear a voice both inside your head and aloud, yelling, "Unhand me, you fly-bitten horsewoman! No! No!" As a buzz and a ring inside your head as you feel a sympathetic pain of poor Merrick getting yanked through some bars and unsold.
I hadn't realized it would be like that.
It like what? Where am I? What? Oh, that bitch! You could have given me a little warning. Suppose it's better than rotting away as a skeleton forever, at least. So be it.
Yes, it is bit late now.
Ought to warn a fellow before you yank his soul out of his corporeal body, but...
I did tell you that was what we were going to do.
Yes, but the immediacy of it. Thought there would be a moment to reflect on my life well lived and body well loved for the first single-digit percents, but never you mind that, I suppose. Just yank me right out. Well,
I will admit I was expecting us to do that after we finished with the...
With my traitorous son, you mean?
Yes. Or rather,
Yes.
what?
How did that go? I imagine well for you since you're not all dead.
It's... He wasn't really himself then. The Mage Bane had transformed him, and I assume some of his courtiers into some amalgamated monstrosity.
Alas. Thus ends the bloodline, I suppose. Unless you happen to see a beautiful young woman running around down there. My granddaughter, I imagine she's grown by now, whenever now is.
It's... At the low estimate, it's been at least 800 years.
You feel a sinking sensation on your chest. The clasp itself seems to grow much heavier. Well, piss. $800 years.
Possibly far longer. I'm not sure when your keep fell relative to the overall decay of the human and elven dominions.
Yes, I did notice there weren't any humans or elves in your little group, other than the Morrigan. I suppose that bodes ill for my kind. Are there any of us left?
A cataclysm was inflicted on you almost a full millennium ago. The only elves that survived had taken refuge underground, and the only humans we've seen have been those that could use magic to escape it.
Of course, the fucking wizards would be the ones to escape all this. Typical.
You say that, but it actually turns out the way they escaped trapped them in a magicless realm, and when the wizards tried to use their spells in there, they died, and it was just the townsfolk they brought with them that survived the intervening centuries.
There's a hoarse, shrill laugh of amusement from inside the clasp. Well, I suppose that's one benefit of a magicless realm indeed. Get rid of your traitorous wizards and survive an apocalypse. Well. Whether I could have been so lucky.
There is a race broadly descended from old humanity. We call them Amazons. I'll see if I can focus on like a thought of Siggy and share the image of her with him.
Yeah. You're not entirely sure if it works, but either way, the king says, "Ah, yes, I know them well enough. If it's not the northern warrior women coming around in their wolf pelts, it's my misanthropic wife hurling her great axe about like she's some sort of up-jump knight. Amazons, yeah. Well, at least some measure of our people made it through. Even if it was that particularly misandrist breed, I suppose.
I'd tell you they've gotten better, but not hugely.
You feel the sensation of a sage, almost smug nod from the clasp. Yes, there's no fixing that particular character flaw. It seems to be passed from mother to daughter, too, but, well, then again, get the feeling of a head rubbing, or a hand rubbing the back of your head. Sons aren't much better than daughters either, turns out. Really, I just don't recommend kids at all. You want to be a lord yourself, try adopting. They're more loyal.
That's actually what I've done.
Well, aren't you the smart one?
You say that. I haven't seized the throne yet, though.
Well, what's keeping you then?
The vast armies, the chill of winter, the general difficulty of being a single party of adventurers against the world, you know.
Well, surely you have banners to raise, barons loyal to your cause, some backstabbing earls that can dispatch your, emperors, lackeys?
Organizing that is the stage I'm at now. Trying to make contact and determine who will actually rise, who will claim they're going to rise and then betray me at the last moment, who'll just sit on the sidelines until it's all over and then ride in to claim the glory. You know, that sort of thing.
I'm getting in on the ground floor then. Well, if your emperor has a chancellor, I recommend starting with him. Notoriously disloyal chancellors. Take it from me.
Well, the best we've got, the best I have easy access to, for now at least, are some spies and an ambassador.
Ambassador's quite powerful.
Aye, but he's the fat, greasy sort that thinks with his stomach and his cock most.
Is there any other kind of ambassador? I've never met one.
They're of a thin, half-bloodless lot that are obsessed with power for the raw sake of power.
Well, that's just the nematode tadpole version of the latter. They'll get fat and greasy and start thinking with their cocks before long if they don't get picked off.
You might be right. Either way, given the cushy gig he's got, actually turning him would be quite difficult. Hard to tempt a man when he's already got the freedom of one of the most libertine cities in the world.
Well, you can always try and take that away from him or threaten him with a loss. If your war goes badly, he'll surely be recalled to fight or command troops or rally from somewhere else. Feed him some line of bullshit like that. He surely won't be allowed to just roll and wallow in here. I assume this is the Libertine City.
Yes.
You can feel him looking at the Salamander girl.
The tack I was going to go with, actually, was his,
Where's?
Did Mez DC or toggle mute?
Oops, sorry.
Oh, not
I
you.
was looking.
Merz just went silent.
Yeah,
Oh.
just straight up. Think I lost net.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Yep.
There we go.
Hello.
hello, how long was I gone?
We just got to the tack you were going to, but
Fair enough. I was going to focus on his bodyguard and chief of security at the embassy. He's more upstanding, actually believes in half of the imperial rhetoric. Wouldn't rely on him long term, but in order to destabilize the fat ambassador, he should do well enough.
and what do you think he'll destabilize? You want to turn him into a threat within the embassy?
I
Good work. Depending on how much he likes his ambassador, though, that could turn bloody. Find himself off on some rampage of revenge to purge the unclean. Then again, if that is what happens, and could very well turn the man to your side that way, and won't be able to return home after that.
Aye. And, well, if he does that and doesn't survive, then that's a fire lit under the ambassador himself. After all, loyal Vorgoth would never turn unless it was on orders from somewhere else. Must mean the powers that be are after the ambassador.
Quite
And
right.
then... Sorry, go ahead.
Quite right. Wait, did you say his name was Vorgoth?
I... Vorgoth the Hunter.
Interesting. There was a dragon named Vorgoth in my time and place. A black-scaled swampy thing that mired itself off the coast. Brutish creature. Not surprised some imperial jackboot would name his or her child after it.
Aye. Well, I'm glad that on the same page, Merrick.
Well, it'd be mighty uncomfortable if we weren't. Not like I'm going anywhere. If I'm going to be carted around on your chest for a bit, I might as well try and make myself useful.
Well, I suppose I do owe it to you to tell you the plan in the long term. You, after all, will be the one stuck in it. Assuming I succeed and take the throne, the Empire... I won't be able to rule forever. And those who come after me will need an advisor, one who can tell them when they're being idiots and keep them on the right path to not accidentally invading half of the known world for fun and profit again. So I mean to make this clasp an heirloom of my house, and if you are willing, to set you as that advisor for my reign and all reigns that come after.
Tell me, Tarnavak, do you know anything about gardening?
Not in this life. Oh. Once I had it was suggested that I might put all this imperial ambition down and retire to tend to hemp.
Not a bad plan for any retirement. Well, I was something of a gardener in my time. Passion projects of mine to beautify the palaces, but my mother always told me it was, what did she say? The true show of stewardship is to plant a tree you know you will never sit in the shade of. Well, I would not be opposed, per se, to proving her wrong on both the literal and metaphorical points there.
Then you agree?
Why not? To be a chancellor for life eternal. There are kings in my day that would have, and did, sacrifice many innocent lives for the chance. Came liches and necromancers. It seems I got the opportunity without having to sacrifice my soul. Someone did it for me.
Thank you. Your contribution. Well, I must say I would have been at quite a loss if you'd said no.
I imagine as would I. Then again, I could spend the rest of my eternal life prattling on about rose bushes and the various tendings of grapevines.
Right. Yes, I think saying that all of the time would drive me quite mad.
Oh, but I know so very much about gardening. That is a threat. I'm joking, I'm joking.
Well, when the time comes to fill out the Imperial Palace's gardens, I know exactly who to come to.
Damn right you do. It's been far too long since I had the pleasure of strolling through my own palace's garden tended by my hand. I will consider that my just reward for assistance.
Question, Savin.
Mhm.
My house here, does it have much of a garden?
You do have a front yard, yes. There's nothing planted there, but Siggy did actually buy a number of small aromatic potted plants to disguise the dragon grass stench. You could plant them.
Yeah, I think I'll spend the rest of today just doing that with Marek. Give him something familiar to get back into the swing with.
Outstanding. Well, then enjoy your critical gardening check. You want to follow his instructions along?
Yeah. So I think that's that for now.
Yep, that seems like a scene to me. Before we hop onto your next thing, let me just check in and see if Hedrah has anything she wants to do, and then we'll blitz through the rest of yours. Hedrah, do you have
Well,
anything else you'd like to do to over downtime?
I actually have done most of my things, but I will make sure to get my nice little paste for my weapons.
Your what?
A mage bane paste?
Oh, right. Yeah, I didn't associate Mage Bane. I thought like my mind just went to toothpaste. I was like, but why?
On the weapon, yes, that's also a why.
I think both of them would have that same minty burn. I mean, they're both bluish.
It's true.
No, this is more, well, that is a good thing. But I don't think anything with magic would enjoy, getting that. Because normally, mage bane powder is inhalation. This I had made specifically to be weapon coating.
Yes.
So on strike.
You can indeed pick up your, at this point, I imagine several crate loads of various potions, weapon oils, etc., that you and your compatriots have ordered from your little potion shop you set up.
In DDO.
So, if you have no scenes to play out, then I suppose.
No, that's what it is. Unless I can get a barbed chain made.
A barbed chain? I
Well,
mean,
yeah. For example, if I hit with something and it hooks onto them.
you could get a whip made out of chain that does like piercing damage, I guess, instead of slashing, but I don't think there's
No,
like
I mean,
a 3E style chain whip in the game, no.
no, it's not a whip. I mean, literally a chain with hooks on it.
Oh. I mean, yeah, you can just commission that to be made. Just, I
Yeah.
guess, double the cost of a normal length of chain and have at it.
Oh,
Can
I can. Why? Because hit somebody with that and the hooks dig into their flesh. And then I hold on to it and I can't fucking run from it unless they rip themselves off.
Oh, I remember I had a weapon like that in my game, in demon-controlled Iona.
Gnarly.
You guys fought.
That's,
You guys fought some dudes with those whips. It's cool. They were really mean. They did stacking bleed damage.
Oh, what were they? The fucking Aranis?
The Gladiatrix demons had them.
Yeah.
fucking I prepared explosive runes.
Oh, explosive runes.
Yeah, that shit was like, leaves me at 0 hit points. At the start of my turn, I regen 1 hit point. God damn, that was such a clutch. No, but that's pretty much what I want to change. So when I hit somebody with it, I hold on to it, and they can't fucking run.
So you want a whip that will have a restraining kind of like effect on it, is what you're looking for.
He wants to play Mortal Kombat.
No, it's not going to be like massive range or anything like that. I don't look into like have a 10-foot reach, shit like that. They're not getting away.
You want to tell him to get over here.
So basically just hit them and do damage, but also grapple effectively.
Yeah, so that they can't get the fuck away from me.
Yeah. If you want it to be something that can actually be used as a proper like weapon in combat to hit people with, I think you'll probably need to get it up to like masterwork quality, but that's like not significantly a significant investment at your wealth level.
Maybe.
Yeah, you can get something that's particularly nice enough indeed to be exactly used as a improvised weapon without any sort of penalty on it. So you'll get your proficiency and all that good stuff.
Okay, I'll just call it hook chain.
Yeah.
And does that give a +1 to hit or to damage?
Damage, and this will be 1d4 plus strength damage. 1d4 plus 1 now.
Damage 1d4 plus strength, and then 1. Oh,
Yeah. I imagine this is definitely piercing damage, considering it's meat hooks going into people. Ouchies.
yeah, this is one of those like, oh, I can freely move 5 feet away or like 10 feet away out of your fucking reach. Or like, no, I'm done with that shit. Okay. Done.
E-
In fact, so Scow, you are going to the Widow Bloom.
mhm.
And this is what, like a week before the
Yeah, this is
party's
meant to
zipping out?
be a week before the full party appearance.
Okay.
Seeing as I teleported in there, I would have teleported in literally in Cleona's tower, so
Yep.
obviously I see her first.
Yeah, you can see her, no problemo. Nothing untoward's happened. In fact, Valatha, the elf from the island, has moved into the basement of the tower where they had apprentice quarters once upon a time.
Of course, you're assaulted by the dreams or nightmares of a patron, yes?
I was, until I came here, that is.
Ah, I'm gratified to hear that it has worked out for you.
This tower's incredible. So much cold iron in one place.
Well, yes, it would, I suppose, have been quite embarrassing if it didn't work.
Yes, well, I suppose adventurers will go to such lengths for their loved ones. She'll glance over at a now visibly pregnant Cleona.
I shall grin and wink. But of course. Although I would say that us ourselves had not really much of anything to do with the construction of the cold iron itself. We did not even know who we were assisting when we escorted young Leona to the island.
Oh. I suppose if you are just as charitable as you make yourself seem, I will count myself lucky that I can count on your friend Hashat to help me with my patron issues once winter's done.
Indeed. We do have to, at least very quickly, first kill a god and pick up a magic ring from the north, but
Oh, of course, no trouble then.
yeah, it should be, a simple uh, step on the ladder, so to speak. There are other analogies that I would have otherwise used, but I have heard that they are quite cursed phrases.
She squints at you, unable to tell if you're just full of shit about killing a god or not. Perhaps it's better that she doesn't know.
Probably for the best, she doesn't know. But yes, hopefully it shouldn't take entirely too long. Otherwise,
Otherwise, I'll
goodness,
be
I
rowing
know.
back.
Oh, it would not have to row. Obviously, we would suit you a boat to get you close.
Hmm.
If anything, my own daughter, I'm sure, would like an excuse to do a little adventuring. Might be able to assist you in the matter.
I'd hate to take children on my quest, but I suppose I shan't turn away help.
Please, she is very strong.
Now, you've gone alone, right? There's no Marie or Nahia with you.
Yeah, no, it's just me.
Okay. So yeah, Block will just nod. Yes, I believe I saw her at the party. Well, she looked powerful enough. Certainly had a sword worth wielding with 2 hands. Don't see that on a bee folk often.
Indeed. Well, she is not a bee. She is a full-blown hornet, albeit birthed with the blessing of the mother god. So far less
Yes.
ill-behaved.
Well, we'll see how your expedition goes then, but I won't wait long before I go off. I won't be a burden on these good wizards long.
If you insist. It is obviously not my place to say one way or another, but do keep us in mind.
I'll give you a curt nod. Then Leona will give you a plate full of cookies instead to distract you.
I do like a plate full of cookies.
She knows.
Oh no. You can't afford to plump me up. Winter is ending. I must work off the weight.
Well, speaking of working off some weight, you got a walk into town from the tower. It's a good couple hours
Yep.
before you arrive at the Widow Bloom. Pop you over. Believe everyone should be able to see I've turned off dynamic lighting for now.
Yep.
Appreciate.
So, yeah, it is much as you remember it. You'll probably get there a bit in the afternoon between the walk into town and Leona and Cleona troubling you, taking up your time, just being very ill-behaved, as wizards do.
Of course, of course.
Yes, the place is as you remember. It's not terribly busy, all things considered, but there is already a crowd in for lunch. You can see Elzavetta's mother is behind the bar.
Yeah. I've since my very, very shiny, fancy new armor, it probably would attract a bit too much attention. I've got the cloak like full body drawn,
How
so
mysterious.
I'm not like wandering in full resplendent, although hood is down. Last thing I want is for Rajan to be waiting for this meeting and then hear that someone's been wandering around wearing half a fucking dragon on their chest.
Yeah, that would probably send the wrong message, considering he's basically a dragon cultist. Makes sense.
Yeah. I will go on up to the front bar and basically pry them for a little bit of information, see if Rajan and co have appeared.
I just realized Razan is a fucking casual.
Yeah,
What?
he hasn't slept with even one dragon mummy, despite being a dragon cultist like you, Szooth.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
He's really not
Not
trying
even
very
a fucking
hard.
half dragon.
He hasn't gotten a single snoot boop from the goddess of all gods, biggest dragonist mummy god.
I can't make that joke in character because Szooth will never brag about that, but I so badly want to just see a panel of Szooth walking up to Rajan and just be like, get on my level, and then walk away without saying it.
Nod it, and for some reason he can sense dragon pussy on you. It's
You're
just
just
like,
gonna
oh,
start T-posing at him.
no. It's even better because he's so like Szooth himself is so fucking small. Him doing that like upside down head T pose at somebody, like the true assert dominance, is even better considering Rajan is so much bigger than Szooth.
Yeah, he can
But he's still
feel the
cowering
power
like a
of
small
fucking-
baby.
The
Oh, that's
power of
good.
a red dragon and then fucking mother of all dragons behind him. Just fucking astral forms.
But yes.
But yeah, Nahia, why don't you go ahead and roll a persuade check? We'll see how loose the local lips are here.
Oh, I'll probably end up spending a hit die just to have advantage for it.
Sure.
23.
All right. The cow milf herself doesn't trust you very much. She thinks you've been a bad influence on her daughter, but she also hasn't seen her daughter in 3 or 4 months now, and she knows you know her, so that's good enough. Yeah, she hasn't seen hide nor hair of the whole gang. Elzaveta in a couple of months. The rest of them much longer than that.
Hmm.
In fact,
That's
she'll
a
add
shame.
that Madame Char has become quite worried about Rajan. He hasn't answered any letters she's sent out.
Well, hopefully we'll be meeting with them soon. I will be most assured to pinch his ear for making the lady worry. I shall pinch all their ears.
As well you should.
Yeah, a shame. And yeah, I'm there early for a week. I'll do the downtime equivalent of carouse or gather information, whatever the fuck it is. Make sure nothing fucky's gone on. And then that'll be me. I'll spend my nights with Claire for the week.
Sure. Let's see. Carouse is, I believe, a charisma check. Let's see what skills are applicable, if any.
Persuade. Just charisma ability check, right?
Let me see. Carouse with a proficiency of your choice. So, in your circumstances, I imagine it's persuade.
Yeah. Alright, I've got 2 things. So I shall do a carouse and a gather rumors, and I'm not going to try too hard for the other few days. So, and my charisma mod is 4, so I get 4 rumors.
Okay.
That's about it. That's me getting done.
All right. So, you may ask me 2 questions via your carouse.
Can I see the overall map of this area?
The town, you mean?
Yeah.
Oop.
Has anything unusual happened at the in the area of the ancient royal barrow, and has anything interesting happened in the vicinity of the temple of Lena? I think.
Sure. In regards to the barrows, indeed, some fishermen who are at the Widow Bloom will mention that they saw strange figures on the shore over yonder on one misty morning, but they were too spooked to get too close, but they didn't look like normal catfolk, much too large. Much too large.
Of course, of course.
And over at the Temple of Lanan, nothing unusual per se, but there was a great ceremony at the start of winter to try and calm the winter storms around the town, thanks to a new artifact that had been constructed by the temple's priests.
Oh, excellent. Uh, like I've got time, I'll stop by and see about that. And also, if the shark is there, give the shark head pats and tell them I met Tuna and Kira. It was really cool.
No, you met her on Tunankir, remember?
Oh, right, of course. Yeah, she actually rejoined the group again.
Yeah. But yeah, the artifact is the one you stopped Sarhan from stealing, so nothing particularly new and interesting there other than to find that it does indeed work, and the town hasn't seen anything more than a light smattering of rain and wind all winter. So, by all
Oh,
accounts, seems to be
fantastic.
working.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'll give them the equivalent of Lananite gossip. Considering there was a nice big fancy wedding down in a Pergolith, it would probably be a good idea to spread the positive reputation of my companions.
Sure. Sure. As for rumors around the town,
Yes.
for one, of course, everyone in town knows that Duke Lucian's former bride-to-be has returned from the dead, and Duke is much overjoyed, but Alas, everyone in town also knows that the Duke had a mistress from the Archsage's tower. No one knows if he's going to put her aside, or he will have to make a choice between the mage love or his promised bride. All the nobles in the town are much agossip about that. Over in the Burn Quarter, some folk in town have mentioned seeing strange shapes moving about in the ruins. Indeed, the construction had stopped for the winter by and large, the repair work from when the fire hit. So now people are seeing cloaked figures moving about there, and some even whisper they had large reptilian snouts, but the guard has vehemently denied any such accusations and tells people to simply stop imagining things. Let's see. The priestess of the Temple of Kalira had a child at the beginning of winter who had 2 whole kitsune tails despite catfolk ears. People say the boy must be blessed by the goddess.
Aww.
And last but not least, there was some sort of confrontation up in Narame, some merchants will tell you. That a great paladin of Woevar drove out a horrible demon from the elven town. Praise be to the Sun Lord.
Oh. That's a shame.
demon
Poor girl.
in-
She was the one doing jewelry, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Boo.
boo.
I still actually have her full real name recorded. I might see about a sending or a dream sending to her with Cleona's help and offer her homage on my island.
Well, if she's alive, it probably wouldn't be a bad plan indeed.
Yeah, I'll leave some cash at the Archsage's tower for her and offer, like, if she comes on by to pick it up. Then yeah, that should be enough to get her to the island, and she can move in on one of the homes the salamanders are built. She is totally welcome.
Sounds good. Now, did you have something else you wanted to do while you were here in town? I remember something about visiting a grave.
Yeah, I need to actually go below the widow bloom and say hello to the princess's grave and give it fresh flowers, fresh blessings, and a fresh scale.
Right. So, indeed, you can buy up some nice fresh flowers from a young druid who's apprenticing here in town and head on underneath. I'm gonna go ahead and move you over to the map. And just for funsies, can't actually give everyone control of you, so let me grab a little vision token.
A little vision friend.
Yay!
Vision friend. Controlled by all players.
What ho, vision buddies.
There you go. You should all be able to see now. Yes, and indeed. So, Nahia, you step forward and quickly see that you are not alone in the temple ruins.
Ah,
As you get down the ladder, you can see that a pair of braziers at the far end at the elf's gravesite have been lit, and there is a woman kneeling beside it with blue skin and a pair of effervescent horns in the shape of a crescent moon appearing from her brow.
oh, excellent. And I will calmly approach uh, with flower and drink.
All right,
And introduce myself properly in Draconic.
so as you just step out and start speaking, 2 huge lizard folk with red scales and black armor both step forward in lockstep and draw swords from their belt. But not swords of metal, no, that would not suit servants of the goddess. Each of them pulls forth but a hilt of a blade, and they erupt into flame and ice, one in each hand.
Very fancy.
They will bark. Halt! Come no closer! You tread upon holy ground.
I have trod this ground before and laid prayers at its rest when it was abandoned and empty. I have come to pay respects now that I am in the area visiting once more. I would not be denied in this matter. It is incredibly rude of you, in fact. We're the ones who rediscovered this place.
The dragon men are about to respond, but the woman in blue stands from her prayers and raises a hand. Even behind them, they seem to understand the command, and their blades retract. She approaches calmly, serenely, robes swaying behind her, a staff in hand. Do you speak Celestial, Scow, by any chance?
No, but I have the perfect translator for Celestial in the form of the Morrigan.
Alright, well, in that case, she will just speak to you in Draconic. Say, you are a friend of the Szooth, are you not?
Friend, indeed I am. Huh.
Yes, we were told you may be coming. Stand aside, guardians. This one means no harm. She and her friends have the goddess's notice.
I'll notice indeed. I will not be in your hair for entirely long, although I'm curious as to what has changed here. It was much different since last I was around.
I cannot speak to changes, but I will say that you stand in the grave of the goddess's own granddaughter by blood. Pray you, be quiet and respectful.
But of course. And yeah, I will speak an honest prayer.
Princess's grave was this way.
Yep,
I'll just drag you over there, and we'll
appreciate
presuppose
it.
that you are smart enough not to step on the big old trap.
Yep.
So yeah, do you open the crypt up, or are you just gonna take a knee at the dais?
I will plant flowers at the dais so that they don't like wilt and rot in there. Actually, wait, no, the whole thing's got repose on it. So, I'll open it up so that she can hold the bouquet, seeing as her hands were left empty of blade.
Sure. So you press the relief stone, and once again the lights of the runes shine out, and the crypt stone opens up. The figure inside is different than you remember. Where
Oh, she got Titania's colors now.
yeah, where before she had been a woman of pale skin and red scales splotching her cheeks, limbs. This dragon has elfin ears and blue horns and scales and a bit darker tones, more reminiscent of the Worm of World's End himself.
Ah. Though you have changed, you also have not. And I'll say a prayer for this absolute cutie pie. Are her hands still empty of the blade though?
Yes, indeed, and you can clearly see that they were clasped around a sword much as before.
Yep, then I shall leave them at least gently clasped around some nice flowers that were picked out.
Delightful.
And yeah, I shall place down a fresh scale. Is the scale and the gift of wine left before still there?
Oh yes, oh yes.
Sweet. And then yeah, she'll
And
have a new one now that I have become a bigger lady.
so when you place this bigger scale down near your old one, you notice that there is a third scale there, one of silvery blue that had not been there before.
Would that be from Lyris?
Could be.
That was the dragon color, right?
Yeah, they were
Silver
frost
blue.
dragons.
Yeah, I will assume it was Lyris then. That's very neat. And yeah, of the same phrase, I'll ask if Mori wants out to also pray, and I'll summon her. So
Let me grab her token. Mori will incorporate beside you and look down at the tomb. Quietly, she'll whisper after a moment. This grave feels different, doesn't it, than before?
indeed, it is different. And has the consecration changed as well?
No, but... Hmm. It's as if there's more here than there was before.
Hmm.
Some goddess of the grave I am, I can't even put my finger on it.
Can I give her like an advantage religion check?
Sure.
I'll have to grab a take. Where's the sheet? Companions. Raven Knight. Doot. 22.
Yeah. So, she spends a couple minutes contemplating this ritual circle that has surrounded the grave, and her eyes snap open. He looks frantically at you. There's still a soul in this body. A part of one.
Huh. There wasn't one before.
No, there was not.
Aha! I've just had a very wicked thought.
Tiamat's treasure.
Mm-hmm.
Well, well.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. I wonder if back then something went wrong.
Something must have gone wrong for a dragon goddess like her to die.
Indeed. Obviously, more so to it than that. Something unexpected as opposed to wrong, I suppose. Well,
Right.
it looks like we'll have to go down there once we've reconvened in Saint-Orjan.
Hmm. That sword of Rajan's, it had some sort of psychic power to it, influencing his thoughts before.
My
If
thought is that it was a shard of the child beforehand.
Yes, and now, what if the other shard, the other half, is still here? If we reunite them,
Could wake up with a daughter.
I can see why Tiamat was insistent on leaving us and us alone, her treasure hoard. It's a
So it
shame
would
even in
seem.
this timeline Rajan was able to make his way down here and defile it.
Yes. I
Well,
wonder how that came about.
I imagine much the same way as in the first timeline.
Went digging underneath his bed and slipped in, scampering like a child.
Indeed.
Yeah. I wonder if the Guardians even actually know. They might well have been so respectful they've never opened this up to see.
Perhaps. And if so, I wouldn't tell them. More
No,
likely.
last thing we want is incredibly militant god servants. Not that I would know anything about that.
Yes, well. I can't keep secrets from Senator herself, but her servants do act with some autonomy. Let's not give them a reason to go carting this body off.
No, indeed. And presumably, if Senator does know, then she knows just a little bit more patience, I will announce at the sky.
Or I'll just give you a clap on the shoulder and then discorporate herself.
Yeah, no. Still whisper prayer for the grave and let it close again.
Alright.
Nice. Guys, that's the other piece of that little puzzle there.
So we have to get the thing, the MacGuffin from Tiamat's treasure hoard and bring it back here.
Yep.
Okay.
And the MacGuffin that just happens to be directly below, or the entrance to which is directly below our meeting place with Rajan.
Huh.
Who was that to?
You.
What?
Right. Voron is going to do a little hippy hoppy off your shoulder and land on top of the gravestone and just go, treasure!
Well, yeah, of course. Treasure is great.
Voron just heels over and pretends to die.
I'm sorry, I must be half asleep. What have I missed here?
This is the treasure.
Oh, right, brain.
Yeah, we need the other shard, aka what Rajan is carrying around,
Okay.
but it's stuck in the sword. Put it back here, then we can wake her the fuck up. Her treasure is literally a Tiamat or dragon daughter. Her greatest treasure, daughter.
Yeah. It would be daughter, not Tiamat herself. I would almost certainly imagine her putting herself in the kid would be dumb. Sorry, I'm like all kinds of half asleep. But yeah. Yeah, I'll head on out with that knowledge,
Sounds
with which to
good.
pass on to the others.
So you're just going to spend the rest of the week chilling here in Anderland?
Yeah.
Right.
3 days carousing, a day of rumor mongering, a visit down under, and yeah, that still leaves 3 days of just chilling in the tower and trying to be at least passing parental, if not just downright canoodly.
All right. And that brings us back to Tarn.
Hello.
Hello. What would you like to do?
Oh god, hold on. There we go. Sorry, I accidentally managed to get literally all of the text on screen highlighted.
Nice.
Not nice. It was quite perplexing as to why it was selecting everything instead of just the stuff in the text box I was clicked in.
No, you need to highlight all of the things. Literally all of them. Oh, hello, Tasha.
Oh. It's also, I think, first time we've come back to the front page so I can see Ash and Szooth.
Yeah, he's a cutie.
I mean, not the word I'd use.
Neither the one I would use either.
Hey, cuteness and beauty is subjective.
Yeah. Look, just because he has severe burns all over his entire body and is made out of stone, probably. It's in the eye of the beholder, frankly. I think he's just the handsomest.
Oh, certainly. Certainly you could say he's handsome. Majestic, glorious, and blood-soaked as well.
Oh, the
Look,
blood
I haven't
soak
had
will
a
come later. Don't worry.
Hey, that was my line. I haven't gotten to actually kill any my enemies.
Soon. Yeah, I think next thing on my list was getting the other half of Spycraft on side and talking to Sarah. Or, well, I assume she is the Section 1 agent I need to talk to in Ivara.
Yeah, she is the station head.
Yeah. Think we mentioned it last time, but it's been like 2 weeks now, so.
Yeah. So yeah, you have a meeting set up with her. Just head into the embassy up to her office if you want.
Yes.
So yeah, you can knock on the door and you'll hear a voice telling you to come in, and you'll see the Borko elf herself sitting behind a desk, boots up on it, a quite large collection of bows and rapiers on one wall and the other, and the third has several trunks that the few that are laid open you can see are just packed full of clothes. Surely part of her spycraft, no doubt.
Probably. Also, just I would have been using a not Tarnavak disguise to actually come to the embassy.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah, I mean, since I've got it, I may as well make good use of it and not just tip my hand completely yet.
Yeah, normal Norman just swaggers on in. So yeah, Sarah will give you a little up nod from behind her desk and swing her feet down. Well, you're looking mighty fit for a catfolk, Tarnavak.
Thank you. You're not looking. Well, you're looking. A model of a spy yourself.
Sarah contemplates that for a moment. Well, I suppose I am off duty. Let that one slide. She'll give you a wink and lean back. So, what's on your mind?
Well, firstly, I wanted to thank you for letting me speak to Thorne. She's proven amenable to my plans, so I would ask you to release her.
Already done and done. I should be thanking you. Normally takes weeks or months to flip an agent like that. You have a gift for words, if nothing else.
Well, words only accomplish something when you put them in the right ear.
See, you're doing it again. Words coming out, and they're just full of little tidbits of wisdom. How do you do it?
I practice by saying a lot of things at Szooth, and the ones that he considers worth writing down, I remember to use later.
Well, would that I had a son quite so diligent in helping as Szooth does to you.
Oof, sneeze.
No doubt have my own little book of wisdoms by now. But yes, Thorne's been released already and given some false reports to feed back to the ambassador. It seems that their plot up in Hedrah is actually going much smoother than first they thought. It's practically ripe for the picking.
I hope you're not giving those young adventurers more than they can handle.
No, if anything, that we might be underestimating them. Just gotten a report back a few days ago that they turned around a whole orcish invasion. A couple of 100 raiders.
Wow. That almost makes me feel inadequate.
Don't worry, you're still taller than any of them. But yes, the Triarchs have made that awakened wolf a Lord Protector of the Valley and given him funds to rebuild his castle, troops to defend it. If the Empire chooses to make a move, they'll be walking into a trap rather than a easy target.
And I hope you've given, and I hope Thorne's reports leave her with enough latitude not to be burned.
Indeed. Well, if the Empire does attack Hedrah, we'll have enough forewarning to pull her out anyway. Once that happens, I have a good suspicion that there won't be much of an embassy left, so not much to worry about there. She'll have fulfilled her purposes for the Triarch's perspective anyway.
I'm hoping to use her for a little more than just that, though.
Want to send her all the way back home?
You're pretty much a genius, Sarah. If you haven't been told by someone, even if you haven't been told by someone, you know enough about what I'm doing to put the pieces together.
Oh
What
yes,
the
oh yes.
plan
You
is.
want to overthrow the Empire, install yourself as their lord, I get it, but one spy all by yourself isn't going to make much of a difference over there. You need to start building whole cells.
A cell starts with a seed of one.
Maybe, but still, I don't know if I'd want to send her all the way back there. At least, personally, I'd go with trying to turn some slaves, or sending my own over there to become them. She'll do air quotes. I don't know if I'd want to subject poor Thorna to that. They pull that ring off of her and, things being as they
Well-
are, I'm not sure she can operate in the Empire itself. At least, not as anything short of some sort of noble harem girl. That'll take quite a bit of work to install.
I need eyes there, Sarah. So, perhaps you're right. Thornay can't be used for that. Who, then?
Well, there's always the ambassador himself. If I was going to try and turn anyone in this town, he would probably be my first pick. Uh, Failing that, I've heard a little rumor that the Duke of Pergolith gave you permission to start recruiting goblins. Uh, Any one of them could wash up over in the Empire and become a slave, and from there start feeding back information. That's how our foreign intelligence does it. Train up a agent, send them over there to become a serf, and then make sure they have the tools they need to be able to break out if things get too rough.
That I only have the one operative. I don't have the resources Section 1 has to train the new ones.
No, but you
Unless
have
you're
an
willing to
experienced
share.
spy of your own, don't you? One that can't operate in the Empire herself, but could be put to gainful employment here as a trainer.
Do you think she's good enough for that? It isn't me prejudging, this is... I want your honest opinion.
Well, I haven't seen her work, aside from a single operation that got her rumbled, but that one operation was due to adventurers, and you don't have to worry about them too much over in the Empire. And further, her issues were compounded by personal dalliances, it appears. Her actual fieldcraft, though, seems to be good enough. She is able to destabilize an entire province all by herself. That alone is remarkable. It usually takes years of multiple people working together for that.
Jacquard really did lead me to a real gem, didn't he?
The last time Jacquard led anybody to anyone, it was a hidden princess that helped put together this whole kingdom of ours. He is something of a miner, isn't he?
Hmm. Well... in that case... I would still ask a favor of you.
Sure. You can ask.
What share with Thornay and I what files you have on lords and officers in the Empire who it'd be worth sending one of my operatives to.
Well, that's not Section 1's area of expertise. We're internal security, and she'll gesture at the building around her. Embassies count as part of Aruna's territory, legally. You, however, I can put in contact with someone who does have access to our foreign intelligence. I can pull a few strings and get you those files. Though, I wonder, which way are you hoping to send spies to? Those who you want to keep an eye on as your most dangerous enemies, or those you'd be most keen to turn into allies? There are a lot of lords of the Empire, after all. Big place.
It depends, really, on how many agents I can train and how many lords would either be diehards worth watching or ones worth making an approach to. That's not really a question I can answer without some estimate, at least, on these numbers.
Well, alright. I will put out a few little tentacles into our bureaucracy and see what I can rustle up for you. Won't be well organized without a priority, but, well, I'm sure between you and your genius kobold you can sort through some paperwork.
If it would help, though, then put the priority on those that could be turned.
I'll see if I can get someone to stack those on the top of the pile then. Alright.
And you said earlier if you were going to try to turn anyone, it would be Herlert. Why haven't you?
The ambassador is... She chews a lip, trying to think. He's a strange man. He lives in complete anathema to all the Empire's beliefs. But he's been a hard-liner to everyone we've had approach him. No steadfast loyalty of any hobgoblin I've encountered. The man might as well either be under the impression that everyone he talks to is an Imperial spy, or else he's deluded himself into thinking he's somehow a beacon of Cyril, square up her shoulders and sit up straight. Big hobgoblin masculinity. Yeah.
You don't think it would have anything to do with having Vorgoth the Hunter breathing down his neck?
It could do. That man's a patriot, if nothing else, but he's not the sort that goes around preaching his political beliefs. He just brings back the Empire's enemies. You're the first one I've ever heard of him not ensnaring, which leads me to suspect he's not the reason Herlard's been so loyal, but who knows? You do have a way with words, like I said.
When he came for me, I did promise when I finished my work I'd turn myself over to him. Back then I was a true believer as well in the cause, if not the methods. Might have resonated more than I thought.
Maybe. He could have thought he could flip you over to becoming a spy for the Empire. Would that make you a triple agent?
Something like... No, not really. I don't actually know, because it's not like I'm here pretending to be an Imperial agent. I'm just here being me.
Well, that's more than most hobgoblins can say. She'll cast a glance over the bay towards the embassy. One of those two is cracked. I'll tell you that much. I just can't tell which. Both of them clam up pretty tight every time I send an agent to feel around. Maybe Thorna would have better luck with them, but... And again, like I said, they might just think everyone's a spy, which, given Thorna's presence here, might not be entirely incorrect.
True enough. What's the... did you set any protocol for contacting her when you let her go?
Yes, we have a dead drop at the Great Market. There's a large obelisk in the middle of the market that has a crack in it on the north-facing side. You can slip a small bit of paper in there to set up meetings. About to check it once every Sunday, I believe. Yes, that's right.
Thank you.
My pleasure. Not every day I get to help institute the overthrow of our greatest enemies. Anything I can do, let me know.
I will. It is important I do as much of this as I can myself.
Oh, I know. Otherwise, I'm sure Section 9 would be lining up to help offer you commandos, but... Or then again, maybe Mother's stepfather would be giving you over some of his forces.
He offered.
Did he?
I think it was half a joke, but...
Well, that's more for the good of the common health of the kingdom than I've ever seen him do before, even if it was a jest. You and your friends are really changing the old bastard.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think part of it is just... Oh, I'm the spooky old man, and I like to cause chaos and destruction, and I'm bored.
Well, that is true. His wife and daughter's been keeping him on a bit of a tighter leash these days. Poor bastard must be bored out of his skull. Maybe you ought to take him up on his offer or else he'll explode. He might not have demons you would want to employ, but he has the loyalty of the orc raiders that live in the Strait and the scattered islands. They could certainly soften up the Empire for you a bit.
Maybe.
No
I
one ever
think.
suspected.
I think for now, we'll just stick with giving him a vicarious thrill when he watches us.
Well, alright then. Suppose if you must do it yourself, you must do it yourself.
Hey. If by some twisted whim of fate, Orc War Chief ended up killing the Crown Prince and then deciding, I like the idea of wearing this shiny hat. That would just make things even more complicated.
Oh no, I meant more like, say, causing all the Empire's troops to be in one place when your forces land elsewhere. Or drawing away the Crown Prince's elite troops so you can get at him. Although an Orc Emperor would be a sight to see.
That would. But no. I. Until. Until a month before winter, I would tell you that from what I know of the Crown Prince, if the army goes in force, he'll go with them. If his elites are going, he will lead them into the field himself, but what I've seen since then, his dalliance with the giants especially. Maybe you're right. What it tells me most of all is that I really don't know the bastard.
Well, now that you mention it, I can tell you something about him. Or rather, where you can find him right now, if that's of interest.
Right now is, well, it depends how long he's going to be staying there, really.
I think it'll be a while, all things considered, especially if this giant business is going to last. I don't know what pacts he intends to make with that creature, but... well, becoming some sort of giantish warlock can't take a short time, I'm sure. Either way, just at the end of February, he and his personal household launched an invasion of one of the Strait Islands, been conquered by a mage king, some self-proclaimed sorcerer warlord. Put the bastard to the stake, but now he's set up his camp there. Braved a whole winter storm, campaigned in the cold just to burn some sorcerer. Even for a hobgoblin, that's a bit zealous. Imagine something must have drawn him there.
You've just confused me about the date.
So I'm assuming this is late in the downtime, so...
About 2/3 through. Like the only thing I have after this is stewardship training, but like that, like the expertising that would come after this. So
I guess, I mean, timey-wimey. I think it's more important to get this dollop of information.
fair enough.
But yes, it's near the end of February, probably like the 20th, and just a couple days later, Cyril will be telling you this. So it's quite recent. This poor sorcerer got his comeuppance, sure, but nevertheless, it's unusual for a campaign to be launched so deep into winter.
Aye. Is there something special about the island?
Not that we know of, but then again it was largely occupied by fishermen, had one tiny little trade village set up there. It was barely worth putting on the map. Now it has a crown prince squatting on it with his army. Damn close to Pergolith, too.
So, his whole household came with him.
Servants and everything.
And his personal legion?
Sarah nods.
That would be quite something to get through.
Hence my suggestion of using some orcs or some misdirection to lure his troops away. I'm gonna bring you over to the world map as Syrah unrolls one of her own across her desk. The island's called Philira. It's about halfway between the Grand Duchy, Illyria, and Caskel. I think that translates to Grey Haven or Raven or something. If you could threaten that city, you might be able to pull his legion away. A feint maneuver to buy you a chance to get at the bastard himself while he's busy filleting a giant or whatever.
I. I couldn't use the old man's orcs for that. They'd prove a threat to it, certainly. Too much of one. If I can, I'd be happier to. Well, I'd be happiest to end this with as little blood spilt as I can. Unleashing them. I struggle to believe they would keep the feint a feint. That's true. It may well be the best way to do it, then.
That would be my suggestion. Of course, it might be less risky, but certainly more difficult to simply use false flags and misdirection with your spies, but who knows? Heck, you could even stage a rebellion in Caskel. Perhaps the Lord would be amenable to turning. Actually, from what I know of the old bastard, probably not, considering how close it is to Pergola if they install one of their most loyal commanders at Caskel. But a slave rebellion, perhaps.
Well, thank you, Sarah. This has given me a lot to think on.
My pleasure. I'd say do let me know what you decide to do, but operational security and all that. Do what you think is best with whom you think is best. I'm happy to watch from the sidelines if that's what it takes.
Hmm.
So, to Hedrah's arrow pointing, yeah, the fastest way to get to Falira Island would be to take a boat from one of Illyria's southern villages. It'll only take a couple of days to get there. Of course, it would also only take a couple of days if you borrowed one of Pergolith's airships, but then again, if you want to...
Subtlety.
Yeah, that will tank your subtlety rating.
Yeah, the reason I was measuring it the way I was is that there is no way that we are carrying the Emperor's will across Pergolith.
No. And it's a little bit too wide to cut a fucking channel across.
I mean, it's
No,
only with our current technology.
That would be one hell
No,
of
it
a.
would
That
actually
would be.
it would actually be easier with stuff like that because the druids are literally right fucking here next to Pergola.
Yeah, I feel like, hey druids, can you quickly make me a temporary massive river to sail my battleship through? I don't think that's a winning proposition.
You're gonna need a hell of a favor to call in for that sort of shit. No,
Well, that's
you're
what I
gonna
mean.
have to
Movers.
if you want to take the Emperor's will there, you will have to do what the Imperial Navy does and just sail around the Horn.
Or find a way to magically shrink the ship.
That is
Be-
true. You could find some way to use artifact compression.
I'm gonna be real. I forgot for a second the ship was called the Emperor's Will, so I thought we were talking about just 40K'ing the orcs for a second.
Unfortunately, in the setting, the Emperor is the bad guy,
Yeah.
which is
The
definitely
The
different
Emperor
from
is the
Warhammer
bad guy
40K.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Wonder what that
Look,
makes Lord
he's
Winter.
not the worst guy. He's just the worst dad.
I mean, he is actually the worst guy. Straight up, the Emperor is more of a villain than the Chaos Gods.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, that's not hard to do.
I'll get
the
this
whole
for
reason
later.
that entire settings history exists is because he started the world's most ultra awesome genocide that ever genocided.
Yeah, but okay, let's just look back in history and be like the elves.
No, again, way beyond all that.
It's true,
It
the
was,
Emperor is way worse
Necrons.
than Lord Winter, like by a huge
like
margin.
unbelievable
Oh
amounts.
yes,
Yeah.
oh yes, Yes, yes. I'm not gonna deny that.
By pure
Yes.
statistical numbers, yes.
By proportion as well.
Yeah.
I'm saying
This is
that
like 100 dudes to a galaxy.
I'm saying that if we were already at the galaxy scale and Lord Winter had the choice, I don't think he would have chosen differently. I don't think numbers would have stopped him.
No, DCL, you misunderstood what I meant by proportion. By proportion of the total number of people he could fuck over. The Emperor of Mankind is worse than Lord Winter.
Oh no, I know.
He fucked over a higher percentage of the populace than Lord Winter.
Okay, I guess that's fair.
Just remember, the Great Crusade is an exercise in leaving Earth to go and murder, conquer, and enslave all of humanity, and murder all of the aliens.
Yes.
Golden Boy is not good boy.
No. Fair enough. Lord Winter just did simple genocide.
A minor skirmish of genocide.
A genocide in D minor.
Lord Winter would barely get a
Yeah, I mean,
commendation in the Imperial Navy, let's be honest.
Well, yeah, once again, when you compare
Yeah.
scale, but if I feel like if the elves had
I
a few
commit-
planets they populated, Lord Winter would have been motivated to do something about that as well.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We command these 6 billion souls to be guided in the Emperor's light, judge exterminatus upon this planet. Like, 6 billion. Oh, that's a few. And that's a planet. How many have they already,
Now, once
smacked the
again,
bitch up?
Golden Boy is worse. That's not an argument at all. I'm just saying if Lord Winter had the opportunity, I don't think he would have chosen differently.
Anyway,
Mm.
let's go back to
Right.
actually, here's a relevant question, Savin.
Mm-hmm.
So, that probably won't work, but it would be cool. I'm going to ask this just in general. I'm in no way. I'm entirely uncertain about whether this would be a good idea. Whether I want to do it, I'll decide later. I just need to know if I can do it. How many Pagothian airships would it take to lift the Emperor's will over the landmass?
At least 2, possibly 4.
But that would be a doable thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
What would be doable?
Lifting my airship out of the ocean and carrying it by airship over to plop into the other sea.
You know, instead of that, what you could do is just get them to give you a balloon, and you could make your ship into an airship.
Does that work?
Yeah. I mean, it's more complicated than just strapping a balloon to it, but yeah, like normal airship hulls are just sailing ship hulls that have giant alchemical magical constructs attached to them. You could probably just borrow one of those.
I had assumed they would be custom made to be thinner and lighter, so you would require less effort to actually lift them.
Oh yes, and your ship is enormous even by normal ship standards, so it would take probably a custom ordered set of equipment or multiple. You could get 4 giant balloons probably. But yeah, it certainly would be doable to convert the Emperor's Will into an airship.
Mm,
That'd be fucking cool.
it would be, but I would only want it. I would want, if I were to do that, I would want it done in a way that it could be, reversed, so it could again pass as an Imperial Dreadnought.
Yeah, it can float on the water. It's a ship. It's literally just a ship with the shit inside that lifts it up.
So you want a quick detached airship mounting.
Basically,
And I'm sure it probably could be done. It would probably take a long time to rig that up, though, because at that point, it would absolutely have to be custom ordered.
and actually, it wouldn't need to be quick detach. It would really just need to be like, sail it, strap it on about here, remove it over here.
I just want to say, I think we're all thinking in the wrong context here. We know it could be done, but we should be asking, should it be done? And the answer is yes.
See, here's the thing: an airship is still a ship, so you can sail it on water normally anyway.
Yes, but you need to consider the optics, Hedrah. It needs to not look like it's an airship in the sea. It needs to actually just look like an Imperial Dreadnought still.
All right, that is a problem.
Yes. So you have it, the thing that makes it fly, make it speed eternally, and then the balloons there, you can just pop them out from inside. See, you can, like, a balloon is not a fixed object. It's a fucking balloon. It deflates.
I mean, if we're talking about actual airships, then yeah, it is a fixed object. Like, because of the internal ribbing
separates.
required.
No, I mean, separate.
Yeah. The actual functional weight carrying ones.
Yeah. This thing is though uses magic, alchemy, and bullshit that it's mounted on the inside a bit to protect it, so it can't be, shot the fuck down from outside easily.
Then I guess, Savin, would that be a doable thing?
What is that in specific at this point?
Like having all of the alchemical components required to fly be internal and then have deployable balloons.
Theoretically, probably yes, but no airship currently has that design, so someone would actually have to sit down and make that from scratch. Right now, they all have the kind of classic fantasy, big alchemical contraption on top of the ship and with a big fat Zeppelin balloon carrying it around.
You're gonna have to go to the Tower of Wisdom over here and consult.
Oh
yeah. So the
here's the thing. I have a stupidly good idea. I have a stupidly good idea for you. And even Savin knows that this is a stupidly good idea.
You're building yourself up here.
No. Tell the Coven Stones that they can actually make something like that.
So yes, but at that point it is just faster to sail around the Horn and have the Emperor's Will sneakily dock in Kalensburg the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, we can literally send a letter to them and just say that you have this idea and you don't think that the Coven Stones can actually think up the design for it.
Yes. But even the coven stones wouldn't get it finished fast enough to be useful.
That depends on when we need to get set sail.
It would take
As you
what?
get that,
It would take what? Like 8 weeks to sail around?
well, it's a ship of
58 days.
Oh, that's significantly less than what. Wait, no.
It's
Wow, your estimate was
So-
really good.
I was right. Basically dead on.
almost 2 months.
I mean, that's what happens when you sail around the entire butthole of a continent.
Mm.
Or in this case, I guess it's a dangling
So-
ball sack.
Oh, I thought it was a fucking foot.
Oh no, this is the dangling ball sack, and this is the dick. It's got its little.
No. Are you sure?
That's what I see
Well,
personally.
that
None of this was intended, obviously. I say obviously.
This is the sack, and now you got the show here.
Anyway, yeah, I think the, yeah. Crazy plans are clearly not going to work. So yes, the sensible thing is, as soon as it hits spring, just ask Siggy, ask her very nicely to send her ship sailing all the way around to dock in Kalensburg, so that when the time comes, can make that quick, sneaky dash over to Kilbury Vault.
Do you want to send Siggy with the ship, or just have her hire on a crew to take it around?
Just hire on a crew. I would like to actually, have my wife around.
It's only like 8 weeks, but yeah, I mean, she obviously would prefer to be with you as well. So yeah, she will call one of her cousins up from Pergolith to go captain this ship, and come spring, they will slowly and stealthily try and make their way around, without preferably running into any other Imperial vessels, because a ship captained by a Lion Fang Amazon is not going to pass any sort of visual inspection. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I. mm. I'm just thinking real quick. Nah, it wouldn't work. Never mind. Right, that little tangent aside.
So, if you're done with Syrah, she can roll up her map now that you've gotten plenty to think about, and let you get back to your stewardship training.
Yes. At some point before the next Sunday, I will just leave a message for Thornay, asking her to try to determine any weaknesses in Herlord and Vorgoth.
Okay. You can set her to work on that. It probably won't be a mission she finishes before downtime's done, unless you want her to sort of do a rush job on it, but that'll require a roll.
I think at this point, better to let her take her time.
Okay.
I have, like, at least 8 weeks before I have my transport in position. So
Fair enough. All right. Yeah. So she will eventually succeed pretty much no matter what. She's good enough that if she's got time on her side, there's no chance of her outing herself at any rate. So we'll drag her up here, put her to work. So, anything else?
um, I'm just considering whether I should talk to August about possibly using his orcs as a distraction yet, or wait for a bit. Because I know the man, he's impatient. Yeah, actually, I will wait. If I give him the idea now, he'll probably just start anyway.
Out. First off, rude.
Look, you don't gotta call the poor big bad out like that. But yeah, that's not an
Me too.
unreasonable assessment.
Yep. Actually, I will ask him just some point when I'm around the tower. Since he did offer the help of his numberless legions, if I did come across a target that they might be useful for, roughly how long would it take him to muster them?
It depends on the target. If it's near the orcs, they can be there pretty much instantly. If you want the demons to go to work, though, well, that could take a few weeks to get them all bunched together. They're spread out all over the place.
Sorry, could you go back to the world map for me?
Sure. Let me pull that out of the archive again. Thankfully, this thing auto-alphabetizes. Unfortunately, I'm retarded, so that doesn't help. There we go.
Right, and where did Sarah say his orcs were based?
They are all up in here.
Oh wow, that is literally on top of them.
Yes, yes. There are probably orcs on occasion, like throwing javelins off their fishing boats at hobgoblins just for funsies.
Where are they? I didn't see them.
So what you're saying is that the orc could
Oh, jeez.
literally surge them.
Yeah, again, this is
Just-
what happened to Kalensburg at the start of Sav&D too. Is the orcs got on their boats because they live right here, and just came knocking.
So wait, okay, let me just.
In fact,
They can amass. Okay, so they can amass, encircle, and close the fuck in.
in fact, let me show you a thing real quick. Let's see. Do.
If you wanted him
Here we go.
just dead, that wouldn't be a hard fucking thing to do.
I need to kill him, personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you see Kalensburg here, Winter's old home, which is like the orcs' big stronghold, was right off the shore. In fact, it's like Philira, the island the prince is on, is I think probably less than 100 miles off screen. Kind of going
Fair enough.
that away.
I see. Probably just your orcs. Oh. You, know that ship that we brought into the harbour? I'm, sending it around the Amazon Horn to Kalensburg. I don't suppose your orcs could cause enough of a ruckus to keep the Imperial Navy from running into it?
Well, on the west side, sure. If there's any boats in the south, they're a little out of the orcs' reach on longboats. Then again, the Amazons do a pretty good job of distracting the Gobos, from what I understand.
Mm. Between them and, well, it being a dreadnought able to handle itself, should be able to get in close enough for your orcs to cover it the last sprint.
Yeah, just stick to the coast. Although, Winter will tap a chin. You better hope the Amazons don't attack your boat. And looks like an Imperial dreadnought. See the fucking eyesore from here.
Mm. When it's on the Amazon coast, it can fly the Lion Fang flag. Oh, sorry, the Lion Fang arms. Even this far south, they ought to recognize that as Amazon.
Maybe. Yeah, even if not, I think your dreadnought has pretty good odds of taking out whatever the Amazons throw at it.
Thank you. This is all starting to come together, rather.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing my good friends among the greenskins get to stretch their legs for a bit. I don't get to invoke those old treaties nearly as much these days.
How did you make them in the first place?
Well, back in the days of the Elven realm, the orcs of the islands were little more than slaves to my family. The first thing I did when I rebelled is I went out there, took out the elven commanders and admirals, and freed them. Told them they had their run of the place so long as they pledged me that when I called in perpetuity, they would answer. Even still, they honor that bargain. Orcish honor. Better than elves by a far sight.
There's something to be said about brutal simplicity.
It's true. Never met a duplicitous orc in my life. So I like 'em.
Yeah. I think can wrap that, and I
Sounds good.
think that's my downtime. Finally.
Whoa!
Holy shit.
All right, the downtime bus is complete. And since we got interrupted in Merzen Hammer and our downtime's not technically done, I still claim victory there. All right, we're good. Let's go.
Congratulations.
We did it, guys. Only took 3 sessions, really. That's not bad. Not bad.
3 sessions.
Remember that time it took
only-
like 3 months to get through downtime?
Wait, didn't it take 4, 5?
No, because we missed a week, at least one. It feels like
So
longer.
wait, we had a session where we arrived. Wait, we had a session before we left for Pergolith.
That doesn't
a
count.
session-
Nothing counts before you came back from Pergolith. That was all before downtime action started.
It kind of wasn't, but or whatever. Okay, then so Pergolith, then more Pergolith and a party, and then more party and more downtime, and downtime today. That's 5 sessions.
The Pergolith party doesn't count.
It was so downtime.
It was not downtime. It was the winter had not set in, and also was just nonstop RP sessions, so it was great.
Okay, yeah, no, it was a fantastic time.
Either way, it still could have been a lot longer. So I am satisfied. Speaking of things taking a long time, though, you know what doesn't take a long time? Getting to Andrews Bay, because you guys can teleport. So who are you taking with you on this adventure?
So the guys, obviously.
Welcome back. We are picking companions to accompany you to Andrews Bay and onwards.
Anaya is back to being crippled, although we've agreed
Yes.
to.
Yeah.
Anaya has, by this point, by the end of downtime, she is mostly in a chair. She can still hobble around with a cane a bit, but yeah, by the time you get back from this expedition, she'll be back into the crypt zone. But luckily, you are going to get the Ring of Regeneration on this leg of the journey, I believe, so hopefully not for much
Yeah.
longer.
And Scow, you had promised we would bring her to speak to her dad, right?
No, we bring the dad back to her.
Ah, okay.
We have to take him alive.
Yep.
I knew it was something like that. I just got the order wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I think as far as companions go, it's Morgan, Cassidy, Tassie, and Siggy.
And
Guys,
that's my
please.
dad now.
Oh God, your dad could come too. Does he
Yeah.
want to come palling around with us though?
I mean, I'm pretty sure most of you guys don't want him to come, but, you know, he is a 9th level fighter now.
I mean, I'm okay with your dad. He just doesn't like me. He says I'm a witch.
Look.
He's a
I'm
grumpy
not
boomer.
okay.
He's a
I'm
grumpy
not
old
okay
boomer.
with Tarnavak's boomer dad.
He thinks you're all a bunch of weird Zoomers, but he is a cool samurai fighter, and also unshakably loyal to Tarnavak, so you got that going for you.
I mean, there is something to be said about loyalty. Like,
Uh,
geez.
If you want a fighter, though, there is also Siggy, so you can choose.
Also unshakably loyal and down to clown.
We also have Sweeper, who is now a fighter.
I thought he was a barbarian.
Who?
Yes.
Fighter 8, Barbarian 3.
What?
Just a
Who?
fighter but angry.
Szooth's golem.
That doesn't count. That's just Szooth, though.
I mean, yeah, but
Yeah, he doesn't count.
So, I would say, Mori and probably Tass. No,
Yeah,
Oh.
Tassie, because cleric.
Tassie is,
Yeah,
is
but-
a level 9 cleric now.
But Nahia is now actually a full-on celestial warlock, so we actually have a healer among the PCs.
Oh, no, you misunderstand.
Okay, let-
Tassie's not a healer. Tassie is the Fire Lord.
I'm a healer now.
Cassie has Fireball.
Question.
Tassie's a light
Does
warlock.
Tassie have,
A light cleric, I mean.
does Tassie have Beacon of Hope?
Is that on the cleric spell list? If so, she could.
Yes, it is.
Then yes, she could.
She could do that, yes. But she's got Holy Weapon, Flame Strike, Wall of Fire, Guardian of Faith, Fireball.
Have you read what?
Ooh, Team Flame
Hedrah?
Strike!
Hedrah, are you there?
Yes.
You cut out midway through speaking.
Okay. Well, mostly because the lovely thing that Beacon of Hope does, it also gives you advantage on saving throws, wisdom saving throws specifically, and that's saving.
Yes, I know what Beacon of Hope does. We have seen it many times throughout multiple campaigns now.
But yeah, if Tassie is a Bernie bitch, then yeah, I go back to what I was originally saying. My vote would be for the Morrigan Tassie combo.
Let's see. Let me just screenshot what her default spell loadout is now as a 9th level fire cleric. Because my God, it's
It's
terrifying.
fun. I bet it's the funnest.
It's a lot of fire damage.
Yay!
Yeah, what was I waiting for again to transfer? What am I trying
Don't know.
to transfer? Bacon in the Shade to another weapon. Did I need
Yeah, I
something?
did that for you.
Oh,
It was one
Oh
of my
yeah,
actions.
that's a thing that happened.
the reason why I was
I probably delivered those to you before I, left for the other continent a week early.
the reason why I'm asking now is because I'm wondering, due to the time frame, if it would have been too late to put on the glaive.
Put on the glaive.
Yeah,
When did you plan to make Szooth bot? I mean,
it was
fuck, I
before.
could've-
It was before downtime started. I'm sure because it
Then
took.
yeah, I
off.
would have. Then yeah, you could have been like, by the way, robot no good at punch.
But it does have a sick ass glaive though.
Yeah, sure. I can have put it on a glaive. That's no big deal. NBD. Whack with glaive, make explode. Oh yeah, I love her spell list. That's what a fucking cleric spell list should goddamn look like. Hello? Have I cut
House
out?
in support mode.
Yes, good.
Real quick, Savin,
Mm-hmm.
how did you get it to have that, have it say domain like that,
Oh,
with the faded color?
If you go into the information bar and open up the little gear, there's a tab that says innate, and I just put domain there. You can also do that for like once a day or whatever for
Oh.
stuff that's not just normal spells.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm clearly blind.
So under the gear icon, underneath spellcasting ability, there is a line for innate. Hannah, stop.
Sorry.
Here, I'll highlight it and take another screenshot.
Wait a second. That doesn't look right. Am I crazy?
There you go.
Huh.
Oh yeah, no. That is in fact incorrect. Something's up with her character sheet.
What?
She's a 9th level cleric, but her proficiency bonus is only 2. It should be 4.
Hold on. All right, let me. Oh, here we go. I see why. Yes, it literally just says 2 for her proficiency bonus.
I
There we
was
go.
wondering why her spell DC was only 15.
There you go.
Just
Fixed now.
shots. Oh, that's much better. That's much more terrifying. Oh god.
Boosh. So yeah, Tassie's scary now. Goes from being completely
Oh,
harmless.
she's actually. Wait a second. She's actually more scary than that. Actually, she's missing a magic item.
Oh boy.
We gave her the where the fuck is it? The Phoenix Charm. So she has a +1 to her spell save DC and attack rolls, and a free once per day scorching ray.
Okay, let me add that in real quick. Let's see.
I just realized I'm going to a war to overthrow an empire in a mobile suit golem. I truly am just a
Where the
Gundam character
fuck
now.
is- Oh no, that's loaded in correctly. She has.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind then.
Yeah, she only has an 18 whiz versus Nahia, who has, I believe, 20.
No. I'm using I'm also using an implement that gives me a spell save up, and I've got 19 charisma.
Right. Okay. So yeah,
Okay, never mind. It's fine then.
yeah,
Yeah,
they are
yeah,
and
yeah.
should be tied.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we literally same modifier, and we both got modifying items on us.
E.
Does that mean? I'm assuming we're still bringing Cassidy and Siggy with us.
Yes, they can come hang out in the city, just non-combat companions for a bit.
Yeah.
Cass is sad because he spent most of his money he earned through the campaign on a custom, was this rare or at least uncommon quality magic sword. Does thunder
The
damage.
crescendo.
It's cool. Yeah.
That's pretty
It
cool.
does sound very cool.
I will happily say that it is a song blade that gives him +1 to spell attack mods as well.
Yay,
Ooh.
Team Spell Mod!
And Siggy, once you guys have gathered back together, will say that she took a bit of a vacation back to Pergolith over downtime and had the opportunity to consult with her ancestors down beneath Kalensburg, and having explained to the spirit of Lord Sigurd the magnitude of the quest she intends to undertake, Siggy will take from her back a rolled cloth and
No
unveil
way.
the Holy Avenger.
Oh, good God.
Uh-oh.
Oh, dear.
More again.
Huh.
More again.
Keep it off my burp.
No,
She'll become power. No,
No.
she's already deified now.
this
Yeah,
this
yeah.
is Siggy's.
This is Sickies.
Did you also are you also a paladin now, Siggy?
Yeah,
Did
well,
she take a level of Lanonite Paladin after she blessed their wedding in the church?
She could. I will ask Merz that. Would you like to for Siggy to reclass as a glory paladin? Yes, indeed, she could invest herself with Lanon's celestial might.
I feel like not a full reclass.
Want a multi-class?
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
if that's all right, just instead of getting Fighter 9, get Fighter 8 Paladin 1.
Oh, but the ASI though, yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Paladin
You-
is so much fun to split class into. I'd
But
say after
she-
doing it twice.
she'd still have the ASI, Savin.
Oh yeah.
It
Well,
would
I
just
mean,
be
sorry.
fucking indomitable. She loses.
Yeah,
The
sorry.
worst feature in the game.
It is really bad. I will talk to you after the session about maybe changing that. But before we get into that, I would say, like, if you're gonna multi-class Paladin 1, you could go to Paladin 2 and get Smite.
Yeah,
Like all of 2.
But then
Yeah.
it's not worth
3
it because
per
it's
day.
you. Yeah, but you would miss out on an ASI then. So
That's
you
true.
would have to go to
Yeah, that
Paladin
would
4.
actually steal an ASI. Unless Hurley Avenger, I can't remember, did Hurley Avenger juice up smites? Because if so, then yeah, it's worth split
It doesn't
classing
juice up
literally for the
Smites,
artifact.
no.
No, then
It
I
just
would
gets
say just
better
take
in
the
the
one.
hands of a Paladin.
Nah, I would definitely say just take the one. Basically split classing to you're basically multi-classing into Holy Avenger, not so much the actual Paladin class itself. And that's honestly a totally feasible thing to do when you're holding the Holy Avenger.
I guess the real quick question, Savin, is where did she put her level 8 ASI?
Into getting 20 strength.
Yeah, that's probably. But yeah, that's only a
Well,
+1 there, so
well, here's the thing. Second level, you get Fighting Style Smite Shot. Then you get Divine Health at 3rd and Sacred Oath. At 4, you get Ability Scope, an ASI.
Yeah, fighters just get more ASIs though.
No. I was talking about the Paladin.
Level 2
The
Paladin is
fighter
pretty good.
and your
But
could you go back to her core page?
sure, sorry.
So it was Remarkable Athlete she got as the level 7 feature, right?
Yeah.
I think if I was going to get her to go for Paladin 2, it would be better to go for Paladin 3. Get like the 3rd Smite, Divine Health, and the actual Oath. And that, I think, would be worth losing out on the the +1 strength mod and Remarkable Athlete.
Okay.
Oh yes, that was something that happened during the downtime, wasn't it? Some of Hashat's kids would have happened, wouldn't they?
Yes, so before we get adventuring, I have a little thing to read off, but let me get through fixing Siggy up right quick. So back down to that. No more Remarkable Athlete for you.
Well, the channel divinity both of blowers can be Airless Athlete or Inspiring Smite.
Here. And Champion Fighter is really not great.
No, it's really not.
Yeah. Even with like the adjustment you made, it's like the first one is much nicer, but it's still just kind of meh.
Question. Is the Avenger is a single or two-hand?
It is a longsword.
Could take dueling for that X +2 damage. For defense for AC.
Man, I need to figure out how to get that great weapon fighting macro in for weapon attacks.
Oh, I did that one for anti-tap before.
Yeah, so it just auto rerolls a 1.
Yeah.
was Siggy's fighting style?
Crush skull.
I think it's probably defense. No, it can't be defense. I have no idea, honestly.
Did you just not give her one?
Mm. Let me
I've
see.
never actually
So,
seen her
damn it.
use anything similar to it. Okay.
Let's see. Blade gets 2d6 extra radiant damage. Good God. What am I doing to myself?
That's why she can actually have a board too.
Alright, so while I am fixing Siggy up, let me read you the little post-downtime thing I have. Yeah. Let's see. So these are the events you've all heard about one way or another as having happened over the course of the downtime. At the end of October, the ongoing civil conflict in northern Aruna was resolved with a climactic naval battle and a ground invasion of Ervanen. The Royalists and Church of Kalira allied against an extremist ultranationalist faction led by the Queen's grandson and supported by the Church of Wovar, Agaresh, and Kandarn. The latter three churches have all been sanctioned, the grandson put to death, and Queen Ariantha stepped down in light of the failures of leadership that led to these events. She has been replaced by her daughter, Queen Skeza II. Long may she reign. On November the 4th, Lady Haldora of Dethick Dale passed away in her sleep. She is survived by her husband, the Druid Balstein. They had no living children. In late November, a pair of mated deadly chimeras threatened the surface-side villages surrounding Nevrak Hold in northern Avara. Several peasants were eaten before a group of adventurers slew the beast. Rumor has it that Thane Adrine's estranged wife Gara was among the party. On December 1st, the Triarchs were approached by her illustrious radiance, Queen Sathia of Tidescale, who sought to establish trade relations with Avara. More than anything, she came seeking the aid of the country's druids to help repair the damaged lands and bedrock of her island. Rumor circulates that the dragon established very diplomatic relations with Triarch Bracant. In December, a succubus was discovered inhabiting the elven settlement of Narame. The blame for a sting of recent disappearances was placed squarely at her feet, and she was driven away by famed Wovar and Paladin Hale of Avara. Earlier in the year, a small island state off of western Aruna was taken over by a sorcerer who set himself up as a petty king. In late February, the Imperium launched a naval invasion and put the mage and his supporters to the stake. The Imperial forces were led personally by the Emperor's grandson, Crown Prince Bravold, who subdued the Mage King in single combat. On March the 1st, Lord Protector Ruka led a defensive battle in Adrene against a force of Orcish raiders, using the mountain passes to funnel the horde and rout them with a rain of hunters' arrows, overlooking a peasant levy's shield wall. Battle lasted for a couple of weeks before he was able to fully rout the horde. In light of this, Avara has officially recognized the new Lord Protector's claims to the valley, his castle, and has agreed to help fund its reconstruction as thanks for his service to the trade city. And, of course, during the winter, the world welcomed the following children into it. Varain and Achwak of Adrene had a son, as yet unnamed. Mother Layla of the Avaran Church of Mithras had a son named Zane. Hashat Ignaskala and Yiska Ignaskala had a daughter named Rasva. Hashat and Rukia had a son named Rakas. Cassidy and Helena of Avara had twin sons named Thomas and Kieran. And Christiana of Adrene and Jacquard's daughter, had a daughter named Genevieve. And that was the big happenings.
Curiosity. What do the little ones look like?
Well, I believe all of them were, all of yours were conceived while you were under the full effects of your hammer. So
Mhm.
they're basically just minotaurs.
Oh dear
Your
God.
wives became quite graphic and
Oh.
are
Real good thing you gave them
uncomfortably milky.
elasticizing potions.
Yeah,
Oh no.
yeah. They're not half minotaurs, they're just minotaurs.
That's concerning.
Real good thing you put you gave them those potions.
I'm surprised I have not sired any new children.
Well,
And
you
you've
did. You
gone out
had
your way
your
to
egg, but
acquire a mate.
we talked about that during the Pergola trip. Yeah, you had your little eggy.
So about all those harpies.
You don't know how that's gone down because you haven't been back there, but yeah, there's a shitload of harpies that are very concerned about what's happened.
Look, they're harpies. They have egg-laying hips. They're fine.
Oops.
I'm just
you
more
don't
confused when the egg
understand.
cracks open
Kina.
and they hear mooing. Like,
Well, I
what the
mean, well,
fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, that's just gonna,
Rem-
Uh,
Yeah. Kina
Why
has
are our
made a
babies all
bunch
beef
like 30
puppies?
plus. Exactly. Like 30 plus fucking minotaurs just hatched. These are
hatched.
hatched.
Yeah, a bunch of
They
Oh,
got
minotaurs
beef
hatched.
out of an egg.
oh no. Hack.
Moo. This is an extreme level of moo that has happened.
I'm sorry. Uh, I'm sorry, harpies of the Herona's womb. Oh no. Oh dear. I didn't expect this to happen. I only just began to suspect what might happen.
Yeah, that's a
Hashat will pick up her
problem.
hammer and start shaking it. Why, you little
Like
son
fucking
of,
Homer
you
and
son
Bart
of a bitch.
just strangling it.
The hammer says harder to Hetty.
Wish me, mommy.
what happens when they just do harder?
Well, all right. I'm just gonna have to. Oh God, I have to go over. I have to go back there. And oh God, I have to. I have to go back there sometime. Oh jeez, that's gonna be something. Okay, that's for future Hashat to deal with, though.
Okay, so
Oh yeah, actually, Hedrah makes
Jesus.
a point, so dueling and protection would probably be better.
I guess Siggy's gonna grab his shield, huh?
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll just throw that
I-
in real quick.
You want a shield? Hey, you know what? You want a shield? Here, she can have my shield. She can have this. She can have the Warden's Great Shield. I can't. I don't use it anyway.
Oh, nice.
I can't really use it anyway.
But yeah, if she's getting dueling, she sort of needs a shield, because otherwise her hand's empty.
Yep.
I can't. Yeah, I haven't
And,
been able
you know,
to it.
if my other hand was empty, then we could just hold hands during battle. But I have a shield, so she needs one too.
All right, you can bump shields like you bump uglies. It'll be fine. Warden's Great Shield.
It doesn't have that not that knowledge, that magic knowledge up anymore on it, but it's still
Yeah.
sort of useful.
And hey,
It
it's
doesn't.
magic.
It doesn't. Yeah, it's magic. It doesn't have a plus to AC or anything though.
Hey,
It didn't
it's
write in damage type detail. If it's slashing, piercing, bludgeoning, or K.
I will finish Siggy's combat stuff, or rather, oath stuff later. It's not like to get into a fight, but good lord, that sword of vengeance is now disgusting.
Yeah. We'll be right back.
Oakley dokley. Now
The
she has
base
3
damage
whole
is
smite
stupidly
slots.
high.
Yeah, she has 21 AC now, and a +3 magic sword that does an extra 2d6 radiant, and also +8 damage on top of the +3. So that's pretty nice.
Oh yeah,
nice.
and it doesn't have the Vorpal quality, or it does.
It's
Does it?
not quite
On a
Vorpal,
crit?
but it does do this.
So how does like the D4 apply to limbs?
Go clockwise from the left arm. So left arm, right leg, left leg.
Okay. You could probably just set up a rollable table for that.
I could, but it's a D4, so not super worth IMO.
I guess. But yeah, Volcano's up. Thing I really remembered I needed to do. I have to be a responsible parent and ensure Cooney's education.
That would be nice. If you and Siggy leave, she will just be sitting here all by herself with your fucking dad.
Also, it was promised that she'd be returned to to the actual, temple.
It was before winter. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's,
So
close to talk about.
yeah, Scout. Remember we I guess we hand waved past the official adoption, but we did. I did actually speak to Cooney, and she said she wants to be officially adopted. So
Yeah.
she's staying.
Yeah, she spent the winter in Navarre with you guys. Mother Layla most certainly gave her blessing. You signed some paperwork, and now you have daughter. In fact, let me go ahead and add Cooney to the kids tab.
All right, I'm back. What's going on?
I just remembered that Cooney is adopted now, so boop.
Yes, Kun. Oh dear. Oh, Kun again.
So yeah. Yeah. In order to see to her education, I'll hire just a sage and an elite mercenary knight.
Okay. Are you sure you want to hire a knight and not just ask your dad?
I'll ask him first to see if he can see how he feels about her. As this is clearly this isn't how Tarn was expecting to have his first kid. This definitely isn't how Tarn's dad would be expecting it.
All right. Assuming you have been assisting him with overcoming the boomeritis.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, this is his blood. not his blood relation per se, but rather his current heir or heiress once get through you. So yeah, I mean it's his responsibility to, and he's seen Ursula and Hashat and Nahia to lesser extents, but mostly Ursula being the fearsome warrior woman that she is. He is slowly overcoming his rampant sexism, and enough so that he will certainly train the heir to House Dracul in self-defense. And speaking of which, now that I remember, you sent old Gramps here off to get a job with the city guard as an instructor, which they were happy to have, a decorated Imperial Army officer. You notice that as he's returned home lately, he's got a new uniform, that of the city's trade guard, their professional force of peacekeepers and guards. And he has a little name patch on his shoulder and breastplate that both read Colonel Dracul. Has officially adopted the house name as well.
That's actually really touching.
Says nothing about it, but it just happened one day.
He changed his name?
Well, he has adopted the surname.
Oh, that's nice.
Because, while we were officer class, we weren't noble. We didn't actually have a surname ourselves. Now he is Colonel Druvord Dracul.
That's good on the old man.
Yeah. I still do need to hire a sage, so I'm not sure how long I will be gone. I'm just going to give the guy 6 months' wages and board in advance, and well, that's half of my remaining money gone on being a good dad.
Well, Cooney may not appreciate the boring old sage guy right now, but she will in the future, and that is what matters. So, yes, you and Siggy can give Cooney hugs goodbye as much as she would like to go with you on cool adventures. Much the same for Marie and the other household, who will buzz sadly as her mama goes away, and a quartet of tiny little babs will sadly be parted from mom and papa. And thus, spring adventuring resumes as you return yourselves to Anderland.
Is Rukia going to move to going to go with the others to Kadar?
Are they going there after this? Because right now you do have just free reign at Castle Greymore.
Oh, that's true.
Like,
They could all stay at Castle Greymore. That is true.
yeah, Castle
be a-
obviously extend the invitation formally, but it's up to you if you want them to pack it up and head to New Kadar or stay here.
I'll ask them what they want. It would be safe. The castle would obviously be safer and more comfortable. But Rukia Yiska does have a home in Kadar and people she knows very well. And there's Kunigan there.
Well, not anymore, but I guess you don't
Oh.
necessarily know that.
Plus his mother Layla as well.
Yeah, that's a hard decision for Iska. Ruki obviously is just gonna stay at the castle because like her home before this was a shitty apartment, so why would she not? Just gonna roll a check. Let's see. Okay, as much as Yiska has a deep loyalty to her community, her little baby must come first, and thus she will stay in the very safe, wealthy castle.
Okay.
So yeah, House Igniscala will remain with House Caliston for now.
Once Igniferus gets repaired some,
Yeah.
everything can get moved there. Let's see, how much money did I put into that reconstruct? You know what? Fuck it. I put 750 gold, 750 gold into the reconstruction. I'm just gonna put that up to 1,000, and just dump another 250 into it.
Nice.
I want
Alright.
to make my city really nice,
So
or at least repair it.
kids and waifus are parted with, save for Siggy and Tassie and Cass, who get to come along. The party is able to meet up in Avara and teleport to the Archsage's tower, where they have the opportunity to say hi to Cleona and Leona, and Valatha as well, who are all in good health. And we'll tell you that Nahia has been in town snooping about. And Nahia, you yourself, are you just going to be waiting in the tower for your friendos, or are you in town already?
I mean, they appear at the Archsage's tower, and we're this close to the meetup. No, I'd rather be with the whole crew. So yeah, they probably meet me, and I'm like stood down in the lobby room, drinking juice, looking tired, and wearing a dressing gown. Like I've been enjoying if essentially just a couple last days of staycation before everyone turns up and life becomes hard again.
Nahia, it's good to see you again.
But it is good to see all of you. And you're all looking incredibly together, and no one is terribly maimed. No one is arrived with terrible news.
No terrible news. No, well, I wouldn't say terrible news, but I've learned something inconvenient about myself again.
Oh, what would that be?
I seem to be
no.
breed. I breed true, it seems.
Oh, Blät. Well,
My children came out as minotaurs.
I am very glad your wives all took elasticizing potions.
Oh, me too. So are they.
Wait.
Oh, goodness.
Wait. Stop. What about the harpies?
I don't want to think about that right now. We've got things to do, and I don't want to. That's something for later. Me to deal with.
They are going to be very surprised when minotaurs come out of eggs.
Yeah.
Will they even be in eggs?
I don't know, and I'm not sure I want to find out.
I suspect that as far as magical seed is concerned, progeny actually making it to bear is probably in your own interest. I suspect the children are fine, but I will give many blessings to Mithras, I'm sure, just to make sure they're doing well.
You know what? Hank, you know what? I did have that. You know what? I could actually answer that question right now.
Is Scry sent?
Uh-huh. I've done some work.
Are you gonna use up stuff before we go?
No.
Fuck.
No, I'll wait until after the meeting. Then I'll do it.
Fair enough. I learned some interesting things and found out what Titania's treasure is.
What?
Accidentally, mind you.
Who? Who's Nathania?
Titania.
I mean, Tiamat.
Tiamat, whatever.
Oh,
Oh,
Sorry, I was speaking in Draconic still, I suppose. Slightly
Okay.
different.
okay. Sorry.
I had no idea who you were talking about.
Tiamat, of course.
Yeah.
Yes, I found out that the treasure happens to be her daughter. The child in the grave beneath the widow bloom is different now. It is also being watched over by draconic servants. Also, and then now he's gonna pause and turn and look at Szooth and point at him.
Oh.
Senator sends her regards. And she says hi. Apparently, we are, of course, your companions and known thanks to you.
That conversation must have went a lot better than I thought it did. I already thought it went swimmingly.
Well,
Listening,
y-
Senator, I also say hello.
I mean, I imagine she can hear your hellos in turn, but yeah, no, they were not actually all that surprised to see me. Thanks to my association with you specifically.
Ah,
Regardless, I of course did not mention this because apparently some people are scared of dragon-faced people walking around hiding in the burned corner during winter. It has obviously not been brought to light, and also Ixnay on the actually mentioning around them that half of Tiamat's child's soul is still waiting in the child's body to be reunited with the blade that Frigel is carrying.
Hmm.
Oh,
A little bit awkward, yes. We need to take back 2 swords from that man.
oh.
I
okay.
I wouldn't jump to that just yet, Nahia.
Very least, it would be able to presumably guide us.
Oh, the message she left us said her scale would show us the way. Or open the way.
Although I believe that the opening based in the Royal Barrow, which goes beneath the window, that goes beneath the river, ends in the destination of the tomb beneath the Widow Bloom, which was admittedly broken through into by Rajan as a child accidentally.
So you mean that the the dungeon, not the dungeon, the tomb that we entered through here is actually the same one that we would enter through here?
I believe that to be the case, yes.
Huh. Oh,
It
we'll
is
have
in
to-
fact being watched over by one of Senatrea's moon people. You know, the glowy head disc ones that, for instance, the spirits of were in repose for the Prince of Giants.
I would
Prince
suggest
slash princess.
Okay.
I would suggest that when we make our way back down here, we should enter into the Royal Barrow entrance,
Yes, agreed.
just in
Yeah.
case.
Of
Okay.
course. Hopefully she left us a nice
Okay.
message waiting for us on the inside.
So, Szooth has
Yeah.
nailed the High Priestess of Mithrin, has slept with a dragon, slept with a goddess, and now is on friends terms with the actual Senatrea, Dragon of Dragons.
You gave very nice
Szooth
medals.
is amazing.
He is an incredible source of koboldic charisma.
The only thing incredible about me is the fact that I'm still alive.
Oh no, that is actually absolutely the most impressive part. Utterly staggering.
Like,
Well done.
who else is here around us? Other character?
Aside from this group, there is Leona and Cleona. Valappa's in the basement where she belongs.
Cleona has also brought everyone cookies. Yay.
Yes.
Okay. I take it that bit of info was a little new to Cleona.
Which info?
Probably, I mean, I don't know that Nahia would have kept
fucking
any of the gods.
constant like the constant, sorry, Szooth's constant conquest escalation.
Oh no, that has come up multiple times in conversations and multiple times with lots of people.
Okay,
Part of our party's reputation is
now
based
we-
on the shit Szooth's gotten up to, and I think Nahia would have probably been like, "What do you know about Sinatrea?" Because apparently she's friends with Szooth.
yeah, like we didn't fucking know that he has goddamn friends with Senator. Now we fucking know.
Yeah, and Cleona would have had what, like 3-4 days to come to terms with that fact.
Oh my goodness.
But Nahia's taken that secret to the goddamn grave.
Oh god. Before we go, would you mind if I checked up on Valatha? Do we have time for that, or should we wait? Should that wait until after?
She's
Can
just
you
down in
even
the
take down
basement.
the
She's been
firewall?
sleeping well.
She has.
Hmm.
That is good.
She is, however, a terrible cook.
Is
It's just
she?
Snickers.
Absolutely.
It's true. I wouldn't even trust her to toast some bread. She'll find some way to light that on fire.
She managed to burn soup.
Well, I mean, someone can't be great at everything, I guess.
Yep. Maybe she'll take lessons. I don't know.
Siggy will kind of jab Hashat in the side with an elbow and say, "Well, there's not much housewife material, but I'm sure you can whip her into shape."
Uh.
How literally are you thinking, Siggy?
Well, that depends on how quick of a study she is.
uh. Hmm. Uh. I mean,
Tassia fixes you with a death glare.
cough.
Oh yeah, guys, have you seen my new beautiful armor? It is
Hmm?
complete in its resplendence. Now, head off upstairs, get redressed, gather my gear. I have this very, very beautiful sword hilt that admittedly does nothing, but is belted to side of the armor. And yeah, I'm in the Dragon Corset of Minotaurs,
Nice.
which has been built up into a set of full plate accompanied. And on the
Nice.
plus side, I no longer constantly smell of musk. Only sometimes, which is how it should be.
Oh, you got that
I
under
wonder why
control
you
now,
do
huh?
that.
Different armor now, yes. I did not have that portion of the armor's blessing, big air quotes, carry the cross.
Oh. That is quite a beautiful suit, Nahia.
Indeed.
Indeed. Szooth is very beautiful. Finger guns.
Ah. Well, I do take great pride. It's scrub my squirrels every once and then.
Let's see here. As far as weaponry, yeah, I've got the hilt that doesn't do anything right now, but I do have the Starwood staff, which has been nicely polished. So again, similarly like
You have
resplendent and
maintained your
bejeweled.
wood.
Yep. It's potent wood. Yeah. Minor training is done. I can now blast fire around the place. Fire and radiant and all that fun stuff.
Tassie will grin ear to ear. You too, huh?
flame striker bodies?
Tessie's hand glows with radiant fire. Flame
Nice.
strike.
Mine does. Mine does too. Well, high five.
Suddenly got this explosion inside. Roll 8.
There's a slow zoom out from this soundproof tower, and then there's just a smoke rolls out the window.
Oops. Tashi's becoming incredibly dangerous.
Note to self: never high five when you have literal flame strike in your palm.
Or
Don't cross the
definitely do
streams.
it. It's amazing.
Well, I can't do flame strikes. But you're not the only one who's gotten some new armor, Nahia.
Indeed, so I can see. And it looks like you're no longer carrying around the spear that makes you look vaguely homeless.
Well, what you can see is only the half of it. I'll roll his shoulders and illusion on him will break, showing that the new black and red armor, it's been adapted to mount on his wings, covering them with a thin layer of metallic scales and extra flexible joints, and just, as a whole, the material seems of lighter weight.
I'll be damned. Alright, you beat me in the resplendence again. I see how it is. Very emperorly of you.
It's I don't quite have the strength for it, but a little more practice, and I won't just be stuck gliding.
So you need to do some wing lifts. You see these wings, bro? We're gonna get your wings pumped. We don't worship at the Iron Church here, bro. We worship at the Orichalcum Church. Now fucking pick up those dumbbells. They weigh 600 pounds.
The one who's really got something to show off will snake an arm around Siggy's waist and give her a gentle squeeze.
Uh-huh.
You may have
Push,
noticed
but wait.
a cool new sword on my back. Sig will unbuckle it and set it out on the nearest table.
Huh.
The crossguard peeks out from the cloth she keeps it covered up in.
I see. Have you taken up the faith?
I have. I decided that if we're going to crusade against the Empire, then I ought to play the part. My ancestors agreed. So I went back to Lanen's church, communed with her for a week, and when I emerged, I was worthy to hold this sword in its full power. She unsheath it and hold it up, and she barely clears the scabbard before the whole blade erupts in radiant flame, searing enough that all of you recoil or else feel your skin singe somewhat. Lasts just for a moment, though, before
Yikes.
she twirls it and slides it back home. This sword
Very
thirsts
cool.
for blood. I can't wait.
Heck yeah.
We are so dangerous right now. Oh,
Terrifying, actually. I'm looking around and what I see is the kind of weapon used to overthrow countries, which is convenient since one of you literally wants to do that. So, wait, how is Szooth's Dragon Golem mech revealed? Is it actually,
He's-
like, not here?
He's deliberately not shown it yet.
How do
he's
you
not-
have it with you?
He has not wanted to show off the weapons to surpass Metal Golem.
So how are you transporting it then? Do you just have like this big
It's-
cloth
just
bundle
this-
you're dragging?
Yeah, Zeus just has like this cart that he's been dragging behind. It has like cloth over it.
How tall is it?
Szooth has a wheelbarrow basically that he's been pulling around.
He has to use Zoof to wheel it around, otherwise he actually doesn't have the strength to move it.
Huh.
I just been
Oh, is it
hauling
Ursula been
around.
tracking it around?
Or yeah, that'll.
It's no
I mean, I could probably ask Ursula to eventually track it around, but right now Zoof is just getting Shovel to do it because Shovel has the wisdom to be able to be strong enough to pull it.
Yeah,
Alright.
but with a if Szooth asks Ursula, hey, can you pull this one for me? Okay.
You know, it's a surprise right now. All you know is that Zoof just comes with a cart, and when you ask him, he just goes, "Oh, don't worry, that's just dragon grass."
Siggy's going to give you a concerned look. Are you
Innocent
sure
whistle.
that's just dragon grass? And if it is, what are you going to do with that much?
Well, it's not all dragon grass, but it certainly gives the same effect. I wish to keep it a surprise until the critical moment.
Is your plan to sit down with Rajan and just get super high and talk our problems out?
I mean, you'd be surprised at how many times it actually works.
Wouldn't be
Or
surprised. That worked like every time we've done that.
What were you saying, Tarnavak?
I was just going to ask if maybe you're already planning the celebration of our joining arms in brotherhood.
Well, I mean, it would be a little premature, but I can't help but admit that yes, I am hopeful.
I'm sorry, did I completely misunderstood that? I thought you were talking about like us becoming friends with John.
No, that was right.
Okay. Sounds maybe a question.
Well, if that doesn't happen, Siggy will add, then at least we have a consolation prize here.
I mean, Rajan is a dragon cultist. I have a wealth of information that he'd certainly love to hear about. I'm sure once we connect and settle down, everything will just be fine.
That's very optimistic.
We've lived a very optimistic
likely.
life.
Dealing
Well-
with crazy people is different, though.
I have well, since Sig is out of the equation, Tarnavak, you can't cast magic, right?
That's all right.
Okay. It just takes a few steps around. It's like holds up a couple of packages, which looks to be clad in some form of clay. I had these developed.
Oh, this is that secret project. Hmm?
Yes,
You ready to share what they actually do?
yep. This inside here is mage bane paste.
How terrifying. I mean, I've been
Yes.
taking a lot of
Gross.
antihistamines for interacting with my little daughter, but still, that's very
Yeah.
potent. That's very concentrated.
Yes, this is for coating weapons and stabbing things with. So it doesn't give because powder is like you have to breathe it in and stuff like that, but that's more dangerous to you guys. So, but this is shove your axe through it and coat it, and or sword or whatever. Same with the hammer, you just smash it against. This way, every strike will stab them with Mage Bane.
Okay, that's fair. Although, just a warning that I don't think any of us are educated poisoners, so there is,
Oh no,
always the
these
risk
are
of us.
these are made. These are made for pretty much Tarnavak and me.
Okay,
Because
good.
we're,
All
we
right.
we can't really get sick.
Yeah. Oh, Siggy, I just remembered you've never known what it's like to be allergic to Mage Bane. Welcome to the party.
Does
Well, I
anybody
have
want
an
my nose
urn
was
with this
itching?
stuff. I have a throwing urn filled with powder if you want.
No, I don't want anything to do with that stuff. Ugh.
Yeah, so I'll give Tarnavak 10 fucking doses. If we're ever dealing with magical assholes or magical beings or whatever, this is the stuff to use. Because we've dealt with enough magical assholes.
Indeed, we have.
So yeah.
So I know we're already done with downtime, but hey, Savin, what would be the logistics of getting a cannon arm that shoots Mage Bane?
No.
What?
You could
Well,
get like
we
a
can have that
crossbow and
shit.
tip it with Magebane arrows, though.
Yeah.
It's nowhere near as cool as just having a cannon arm.
So, real quick, is there a handout or something for what Magebane poison paste does?
That's what Mage Bane poison does, but on
But you
each
can
strike,
You can apply it to ammunition, I think.
weapons
Oh,
and
so it just has
ammunition.
the injury subtype now.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of inhalation. Which is really fucking nice.
I mean, you could do that. You could get a dwarven repeater attachment.
Look, I'm just I'm just a guy with a car trying to trick it out now.
A dwarven heavy repeater. That's it. You can fired 6 times without having to be reloaded.
So,
That's the passive effect.
and while
Alright.
you're using it, all of your friends who are spellcasters start getting the sniffles and their eyes run and they want to avoid you.
Yeah, it does. It does make the rest of us do that like bloodshot eye blinky thing when you get the jaws out.
Smells like you've bathed in onions.
Yeah, but here's the thing. At least you won't be poisoned affected by it.
No, it's fine. I can make do with. Look, I'm already getting used to whatever. I've already explained it.
Yeah. So, like I said, this is for when we need to fuck some magical asshole up.
Alright. I'm just going to go check. Alright, I'm going to actually go check on Valatha now. I sent her here, so I'm going to see how she is doing and if she still hates me.
The answer to that, in summary, is she's fine and yes.
Excellent.
Hopefully less so.
Yeah, it's not as
Well,
vitriolic as before, but she is still very soon.
Well, I'm glad she's sleeping better. That's nice. Has she indulged in the music box?
That, no. That is for babies.
Is it though?
Cleona's happy to have that to herself, so yes, it's definitely for babies.
Alright. Gosh,
Oh,
that
man,
music. Wait a minute, that
holy
music
no.
box.
Oh my god, we have to copy that thing. We
What?
have to fucking recreate that thing.
Did you just have the same idea I had?
holy shit, if you can actually give that to parents,
Yeah.
my fucking god, they can actually get a full night's fucking sleep. Holy fucking shit. We're gonna
So- The thing is, parents who can afford that can already afford to get a full night's sleep by hiring a wet nurse.
Not to mention
Yes.
the downside of the not being able to wake up properly thing and needing to be forced awake. That's terrible for family emergencies. Could you imagine the paranoia of knowing I go to sleep and no matter what happens to my child, I'm sleeping through? That's nightmare
no,
fuel.
not the parents, no, for the baby.
Oh, okay. I was like,
That's what I'm
Jesus
talking
Christ, the parents just go to sleep. Terrible.
I'm
No,
talking-
yeah, you're thinking of the wrong target.
Okay, all right, that makes more sense.
Yes, that's what I mean. It's like for babies to actually get a full night's sleep and
Dragon's
rest.
box of lullabies. That's what it was.
I feel like there might be some sort of developmental issues with like being forced to sleep by magic every night, but maybe not. Who knows?
Yeah,
I'm sure
I-
some wizard has tried just casting sleep on his fucking kid every night.
I would still think, even with it just being uncommon, it's still going to be cheaper for a parent to just have someone to go and look at baby anytime baby cries, rather than buying it.
I know. I just imagine this in modern settings. I just thought of this like in a modern world like ours.
So, all right. Let's discuss. Who are we bringing to fight? I mean, not fight. Wait, no. Who are we bringing to the cough discussion with Rajan,
I thought we'd.
Tassie, and
Oh.
Morgan, or is it Siggy and Tassie, or who are we bringing?
Yeah, I thought we'd already discussed this, and yeah, my vote had been Tassie and Mori, and nobody else said anything, so.
I mean,
I don't
we
have
got
any
a
fucking
paladin,
companions, so-
a paladin, and a cleric. Both are good.
The literal fucking aspect of a goddess and a cleric.
All right. In that case, I'm going to give Tassie to hold on to. I'm going to give her the Ring of Elven Comfort. Just, just in case.
All right. And so yeah, Cass and Siggy will bow out to go hang with some witches. The rest of you can get ready to go and have your meeting with Rajan next time on Sav&D.
Oh
First
boy.
proper adventure begins.
We're finally done with downtime.
We're done. We
Yay.
made it. We made it.
I'm just imagining a scene where Szooth sits down with a blunt in hand against it, across from the table with John, and goes,
So there I was, claw deep in goddess pussy.
All right. So, session 108. Did you explore a new interesting location for the first time? I don't think so.
Yeah,
Did you?
the new fucking revised time revised too.
That's true. Beneath the Widow Bloom is a different location now. We've learned more shit about the world.
Yeah, I suppose. Did you discover a new interesting truth about the world?
Oh, I guess that would actually have been it, wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
that seemed
Mm.
more like new interesting truth, to be fair.
Yeah.
All right. Did you make a new ally or a lasting enemy?
Has Valatha been removed as an enemy since it turns out she can in fact get a good night's sleep, and I volunteered my daughter as an adventuring companion?
Not quite yet, no.
Okay.
Did you advance or complete a quest? Yes, absolutely. You have
Yeah.
finished all your downtime stuff, and you have your advanced Tiamat quest, most importantly. Did you discover a new page in a companion story? Yeah, fucking all of Tarnavak shit and Hashat and Hashat goods. Yay.
Yay! Little
Absolutely.
moves.
Alright. 3 XP, everybody.
Well,
I
Thank you
will
very much for
finish.
running.
we are
393.
3.
We're
Yeah,
very close to
390.
getting an ASI.
Yeah, I did want to ask, Savin. When we get the ASI, do our companions get to go to level 10?
No, they are going to stay where they are.
Okay, then I would petition for Siggy to change her balance from Fighter 6 Paladin 3 to Fighter 4 Paladin 5, as it's literally identical except better. It's all of the same features, just with more smites.
Wouldn't she be losing out on another ASI if she does that?
No,
Or-
because
oh, yeah,
she
yeah.
gets the Paladin one for going from 3 to 5.
Alright, so you want Fighter 4, you said? Paladin 5?
Yes.
Okay.
She would get higher paladin spell slots and get to keep her ASIs.
I
And
mean, at
also
that
keep
point,
extra attack.
Oh, yes.
yeah. I was gonna say, at that point, I mean, if you go just Paladin 6, you get the fucking auras.
But then she does actually lose an ASI.
Yeah. That is
She
true.
doesn't need her con.
I mean, she could just go all the way back down to, like, Fighter 2. All she needs is Action Surge and they'd still lose out on the ASI, though, wouldn't it? Yeah.
God, she could just fucking murder something so hard with that sword and action surging smiting.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Siggy is
Yeah,
fucking
Just
terrifying.
turn something to dust.
or literally loop
Oh.
limbs on.
I forgot. I have Action Surge too now. Holy shit.
You
Yeah.
have action surge?
Like I said, Fighter 8, well, yeah, it is Fighter 8, Barbarian 3. So yeah.
Oh, the other the body Szooth is a fighter barbarian.
Yes.
So you went from an arcane trickster rogue to an astral body monk, and now you're a fighter barbarian.
I have lived an interesting life.
Okay. So, between sessions, I will be finishing Siggy now as a Fighter 4 Paladin 5, and also updating Szooth's bow into a glaive.
Oh, is that going to have different things? Because I just literally put the normal stats onto the bow.
Yeah, I mean, I just need to update the handout to reflect that it's no longer, a bow.
Fair enough.
It should basically just be the same properties. Let me take a look.
Oh, right. And I'll get, by the way, I still need my ledger. I haven't got it back from you.
The ledger?
No, not from you, DCL, from
Oh.
Savin. I asked him about this like 19 days ago.
I wasn't even paying attention. What?
Before downtime started and all that shit, I had to get a ledger of all the names of all the with the names of all the people that were killed by the abyssal worm, both in the church, the Majesty Inauguration, and that died in the burden of Kadar.
Yeah, you can have had that assembled, no problem.
Okay, good.
Right. Beacon and Shadow won't really need any changes per se. The radiant damage will probably change up to like a. Yeah, it'll just go up to a D10. Otherwise, it's fine.
Yeah, so both Shadow and Necro and
Ye-
Radiance.
Nope, just Radiance. You do not turn it into one necrotic and one radiant glove like I thought you were going to do. As cool as that would have been. But anyway,
Yeah.
if you're watching on YouTube, thanks for tuning in. We will see you next time. Until then, have a good one.